I know they have, but if it's such a problem, I'm sure there's another hotel that would give a Major League Baseball team a break on the price.
It is listed as the nicest hotel in Milwaukee.
Yeah, it must be a 4 or 5 star if they keep going there, because that's where they stay, these guys.
I don't want to be that guy, but they fly in on a private jet. So if you have a problem, just sleep on the private jet.
They fly on. They're like, it's just them, but it's not like a
charters.
It's a charter.
Yeah, but it's a team plane. So it can be a private jet because it's your private.
I don't think every team
airplane.
has a private jet.
Yeah, I don't think the team.
I think
not
the
a private jet.
Yankees.
I'm sure
I think the Yankees are one of the only teams with their own dedicated plane.
Remember the old days? It was Ozark Airline. Cardinals, official charter of the Cardinals, Ozark Airlines.
They go to the back of Lambert Airport, and there's some charter services back there, charter companies. They can park there, and they all get on the plane. They get right on it whenever they're ready to go, and they take off whenever they're ready.
Like a private jet to me.
Well, that's a charter.
It's not a dedicated
Private
plane.
would be if the DeWitts owned it.
Right.
No, I get the difference. I just think there are more teams that probably own their own plane. I think it'd be cheaper that way.
That must not be.
Not to fit a ball club.
Because then you got to have the pilots on salary and everything.
Jet fuel's expensive.
No, that'll get you. Yeah.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at tmastl.com or wherever you podcast. And check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
This is Doug Biggs from the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm, and I want to talk to you about what happens when you get in a car accident. Hopefully most of you never will be, but if you are, the first few days after an accident can be critical. Unfortunately, from the moment your case begins, the insurance company is going to be working against you trying to minimize their payout. You're probably going to get a call from an adjuster who seems nice, who seems worried about your well-being, but what they're actually trying to do is get a statement from you to use against you later. Insurance companies have specialized systems and thousands of workers who follow a playbook to pay you as little money as possible. At Longo Biggs Injury Law, we know the playbook and we can fight back. If you or a loved one is injured in an accident, visit our website or Google Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
If you're like most folks, you probably thought about buying a new home. Maybe it's time for something bigger. Maybe you want a different neighborhood. Or maybe you're just ready for something new. Don't let today's mortgage rates be the reason that you don't make the move. At thehomeloanexpert.com, we already have some of the lowest rates in town. And when they drop, we will refinance your loan with no lender fees to get that payment nice and low. Get started on your new life today. Thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you or fake you or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
107 in St. Louis, you are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Welcome, friends, to the Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Action Jackson on the ones and twos while the Plowhawk is vacationing in the Hamptons. KG in O-Town is in the Horton Watkins today, the Seckman Studios, and Doug Vaughn is trapped on Interstate 270 and just doing his best to get here. I have adopted the Lindbergh route to get to the studios, and I have found it's quicker. Doug is here. Doug is now here. I found it's quicker and it's more relaxing. And then furthermore, Doug, I was just telling the audience here at the outset, and I don't know if this would work for you, since we're kind of traveling the same route, that taking Lindbergh, I have found to be quicker and more relaxing, and here is the final reason. Now, I know Iggy does not recognize that terrible light from Olive in which you have to sit for 10 minutes to make a left turn.
I just run it.
You just run it. And I actually have to tell you, I respect that. But if you travel from Lindbergh, you are now making a right into the Hubbard Radio St. Louis facilities, and you have eliminated that light. Now, Iggy has eliminated it in a different way. Mm-hmm. But I'm just telling you, I find it to be a more relaxing road. Plus, you travel through Huntley and Ladue, and you see all the places we're going to live once we get out of this janitorial closet.
But I would have to go through downtown Kirkwood and hit 15 stoplights before I get to where you are.
Maybe you can approach Iggy's.
Just run them?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just there's no cars coming. And I feel kind of bad because I did it this morning.
Oh, no.
And there was a silver Toyota behind me. And it had just turned green, and I was on red. So I know, I got 10 minutes here. So not a car in sight.
I wonder what the math actually really is. It's not 10, but it might be 5.
It's close to 5. If you get there right when the other light turns red and your turns green, but you don't get the arrow, you're there for 5 minutes. So there's a silver Toyota behind me, and I just ran it.
Nice.
And so I was in my car getting my stuff ready, Gatorade and headsets and everything. And the Corolla pulls right behind me. 2 gentlemen get out. They ask me where the KC Studios are. I'm like, I'm going there. Come on. Oh, you're the guy that ran the red light. They're probably thinking the whole time, man, what kind of employees these guys just ran a red light?
Oh.
The HD2 ones.
Yeah, I felt bad. I didn't know who they were. Maybe musicians. I don't know. But yeah, just run it. There's no cars coming. It's not like I'm dodging cars to do it. If I don't see a car in sight, I go.
Well, 270 was backed up from Manchester all the way to Gravois.
Really?
Bumper to bumper, all the way to Gravois.
Yeah, I came through that early this morning. That was rough.
What was doing? Major accident, I guess.
Overturned.
Yeah, 18-wheeler
truck
off
overturned?
the side of the highway.
Oh, no way. Wow.
Well, I think it overturned, but it was involved in the accident. So then I said, you know what I'll do? I'll be smart. I'll come up Ballas. So I got off on Manchester, went to Ballas, and there was an accident in Ballas and Manchester, and that was backed up too. And I made the decision right there. From now on, I'm taking the helicopter here. I'm going to get the Jet Ranger out, and I'm going to fly that here and not deal with 270 traffic again. Tired of it! Exclamation point.
Let's just move closer.
It usually takes me like 18, 20 minutes to get here. Today, 40. I couldn't be any more hopping mad.
I'm in a dilemma because I like where I live, mainly because I'm like 3 minutes from work. Technically, I don't really get on the highway. I take Page, and then I stay in the right lane to get off on Olive. I don't even have to merge into 270.
Think of the gas money that saves you over the course of the
year.
year.
But my apartment, Even though my lease is up in October, they always send it out in July.
Oh, wow. Free agent season.
And they raised it quite a bit.
How much?
I don't want to get into it, but I'm not going to pay it.
Why wouldn't you get into it?
So you're moving?
Well, I'm trying to talk them down.
Good luck.
I just called Mills Property, and I called the apartment manager, and I said, look, this is ridiculous. I've lived here I moved in 2005. So it's almost 20 years I've lived here. And my rent has not been raised in 19 years as much as they want to raise it in 1 year.
Is the place full?
No. I've got 6 empty buildings in my building. There's 12 apartments in each building. There's 6 empty ones in mine.
Well, there's going to be a lot more if they jack up the price like that.
Yeah. So last time I did it, they tried to do it to me, and I sent a letter. I called, left a voicemail, and they dropped it down like 75%.
Oh, really?
We finna be rich.
I think apartment prices all over are going up.
They are, but I'm not paying it for this.
So what would you do if they say no? Where would you go? What
don't
would
mind.
you do?
I got to move, but I love living so close to work.
Well, there are other apartments around here.
And I don't like moving.
Oh, moving's a hassle.
I got too much stuff. No, we'll see. That's my dilemma.
Doug, that is the dilemma for the day here
Yeah.
on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Come on in, friends. The water is warm. Give us your dilemmas and who you plan on sleeping with this weekend. So it's kind of a two-part text system today, 314-881-TMA5. It's the EDF Group text inbox. You can also email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. And it's presented to you by the wonderful people at Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling. Those people are Seth Goldcamp and his service technicians. And the temperatures are cooler, and that's because we have been in a real rain cycle, Doug. Precipitation like the dickens over the last few days, and it continues in the St. Louis area. I know many of you stream from Los Angeles and the Galapagos Islands, according to the data.
Where they have those turtles?
That's correct. So Design Air will come out if you run into problems in the Galapagos or in South County. It doesn't matter. They'll take care of you. Just go online at designairservice.com. Seth Goldcamp, 4th generation, and he cares about the legacy, so there is no upselling. There is just taking care of business. I'm a client. Doug's a client. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Sponsor of the email of the day. Currently, well, we have a 3-way tie. JV golf coach Buck Swope and I'm a girl who only likes boys are all tied for the lead here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, and you can compete to be the TMA Listener of the Month. We are trying to get it to a female this month, the lipstick lass who Jackson is going to wind up marrying, I guess.
Is that right?
Even though she is currently married, and I think also a mother, but Jackson doesn't mind. That's kind of the way he operates.
Seems to be a theme on this show.
What about that Buckeye girl?
The Buckeye girl?
The gangbang girl?
No. Didn't she email in Buckeye girl? Or text in Buckeye girl?
There was Bill's wife. She seems active. Aaron and the Chuck. Well, either way, just sign up at TMASTL.com. It's brought to you by Milagro Tequila, TMA Listener of the Month. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila. And then you use the TMASTL app, which if you haven't downloaded right now, Doug, what would you say to those people?
Download it now.
Nice. Tee it up on the Ascension Charity Classic Tournament course. That's Norwood Hills. A day after the PGA Tour champions. Enter on the TMA app for a chance to win a round of golf for you and a guest at Norwood Hills Country Club to play with the one and only. It's what the copy says. Tim McKernan.
I think it's 2 guests, isn't it?
I just read what's in the prompter. Winners will receive Ascension Charity Classic swag with lunch and drinks included on the course. You guys can eat together. I will be off.
Yeah, you're not talking or making direct eye contact?
No, I might just look at you if I have a 6-foot putt like, is it good?
No.
But other than that, don't expect any interaction.
Yeah, it doesn't say that in the copy, does it?
It's implied.
Yeah.
They'll get a steak sandwich, and Tim will be getting some sashimi.
So what now?
Sashimi?
What's he getting?
Sashimi?
Is that
Just
sushi?
keep going. Keep trying.
Susimi?
Yep. What the hell?
It's tuna.
Well,
Raw
you're going to have tuna fish?
It's any kind of raw fish.
Isn't it raw tuna?
Any kind of raw fish.
Well, Tim always gets the raw tuna.
I enjoy sashimi.
Sashimi, okay.
This really is. I'm like workshopping with my...
Yeah, my 5-year-old.
No, 1.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, that's what I was thinking. Let Iggy know my family has a home available for rent in the Grove. Real affordable, and he gets a washer and dryer. That's from Nate in Tallahassee.
Hey.
An olive branch from Nate, and that's in the Panhandle?
He said the Grove.
Might be in the SEC soon. Yeah, the Grove.
You don't want to move to Mississippi?
No, I
you
don't
know
think
where
it's
the Grove
Oxford.
is.
I think it's
Manchester.
Oh, the Manchester Grove. I don't trust you.
Oh. That's like Kings Highway in Manchester, right? That
It's a
area?
nice area.
That's right.
Love that area.
I live right by there.
It'd be quite a drive. Jackson could take you to work.
Yeah, well, he's carpool. I'll get here at 5.
No smoking.
No, you don't like that idea.
Like
do
that
you?
deal's done now. Guys, if Iggy has to move, what's going to kill his security deposit more? The smell of smoke covering every inch of that apartment, or the 10-foot deep well be dug in the middle of his living room to throw missing people down?
No.
It's from Justin in Columbia.
They've not
He struck
discovered-
back-to-back days. A rare striking from Justin
I
in
don't
Columbia.
smoke in my apartment, so.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, I guess you're in the breezeway.
Yeah, I go outside. It's not fair to people to come over. Plus, I don't like the smell of smoke, so.
Doug, somebody just sent in a leaderboard?
For what?
I don't know. I'm clicking it open here. Let's see what we got here. Is it Sam Migdal? He's a great amateur player in the area. Not as good as me, but
Was
Drew
that the man?
Pranger, he's been on the show. He played with Adam Scott at a U.S. Open qualifier. It's the Metro Amateur Championship. It's at Persimmon Woods. Well, they're dealing with some wet conditions.
Oh, yeah, the MAGA amateur.
Let's see. Oh, Guy Watson. Wow. 1 under par, and, well, I guess he's 6 off the lead, but he's T12. Boy, Guy must be really playing well.
I think this is a 2-day event. And after today, I think they cut to the top 40.
And then is it match play the rest of the way? Then it would be.
I'm not sure.
Then that wouldn't necessarily work mathematically unless guys get buys.
I think it's the top 40, then they play a third round tomorrow.
So it's all stroke play.
Yeah.
I thought for some of these things they like get it down to the top 16 and then it's match play. Golf Talk brought to you by the Ascension Charity Classic here on TMA. For sponsorship packages or to purchase tickets to the PGA Tour Champions event September 5th to the 10th, visit AscensionCharityClassic.com. Like, I knew Guy was good, but I didn't know he's gotten like to that level. That's you're playing in those events and you're competing in those events and not embarrassing yourself. You're in another world then. Tip of the cap to him. I didn't know. When I played him a few years ago, I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was like in that class. You know, those are the guys who are, you know, that's the top of the tier. And
I'm sure Cletus is a proud papa.
That means it's going to be tough for Dogtown Ty. I mean, that's what that
I would
means.
think so, yeah. This is why I picked Guy right from the get-go.
Well, it was a sharp play on your part. Was it chalky? Yeah, but if it wins, I think you can sit there and say, pay me, hoes.
Sure. Yeah, I would expect money to come in.
Nice.
I wish I was caddying for him.
Well, he probably got someone else.
I think Florida Flower is caddying for him.
Oh, is that right?
He doesn't need me.
Doesn't seem like it. Wow.
He can get by without you?
This is just, he wasn't going to play, but he needed a tune-up before his match.
So he's playing in the Metro Amateur Championship as a tune-up
It's
for
a
the
tune-up.
Fan Page Club
Yeah.
Championship.
You want to talk about golf?
Yeah.
Doug, that's Alpina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, good luck to Guy.
Yeah, indeed. You've stated multiple times you smoke in your bathroom during the winter, you lying moldy prune. That's from the Nixon Nut Smuggler.
Well, that's not my apartment.
Come on, Nixon.
The bathroom's not your apartment?
No, I light a candle and I got the fan on. It just blows right into the fan.
Wow.
So you walk out to my apartment, you don't smell smoke.
The fan sucks all the smoke right up in there?
Yeah.
What does a candle do?
It takes the smell away.
Does it? All right.
So I guess technically that is my apartment, but you can't smell it when you're in my apartment.
No.
Unless you go into my bathroom, you might.
Boy, 1 million people texted in you say you smoked in the
God
bathroom.
almighty.
It's amazing.
I know.
'Cause I sit here every day and I don't remember that.
I don't either.
No, I know I said I smoke on my bathroom. I don't consider... It's not like I lay on the couch watching TV smoking cigarettes. So you don't have my whole apartment filled with smoke when you walk in.
You don't have to trust me, Iggy. My old saint of a mother manages the homes. That's from Nate in Tallahassee. Looks like he's trying to get this deal done.
Well, DM me a price.
His mother's
Wow.
a saint. Is there any price you would accept to move to the Grove?
If it's something I can afford, and it's cheaper than what they want to charge me.
Yeah, but think of the extra gas. Gas is way up in price again.
Now, who knows? They may get back to me and say, okay, we pay this. I'm sure they're negotiable.
Especially if they got a lot of vacancies there.
He essentially kissed me on the earlobe, and his breath smelled like pastrami with a hint of dill.
I'm not going to go that far. I just sent a...
They probably have vacancies, so now they want to charge the people that stay there more to make up for the vacancies they have.
I don't know what it is. I know they got these two big dumpsters that are always filled with furniture. So I don't know if these people are just leaving in the middle of the night and not paying their rent. So when they go clean the apartment, they left all their furniture behind. So they're charging more to make up for these deadbeats that leave without paying.
Probably some of that.
I'm not.
Oh, people leave without paying?
Oh yeah,
really?
They're the Asians across the hall.
Oh,
Asian Americans.
Yeah, you clean them out though.
I clean the apartment for them.
Yeah,
they nodded, Doug.
That's correct. That's the green light. There's KG in O-Town from the
yeah, they sure did.
Horton Watkins Studios.
And that's the international symbol for take my clothing.
Take what I left behind. I don't want it.
Well, how long do you have to not pay before they can legally throw you out? It's
I don't
a
know.
while. I know for a house it's like 6 months or something.
I don't know. I have automatic pay.
What?
Auto pay. It just comes out of my checking account each month.
Yeah. But I mean, if you own a house or something and you have renters and they don't pay, it's hard to get them out. It's not just, oh, you missed a month, you're out. It takes several. I think it's up to like 6 months before you can do anything about it.
I think the last one that I know happened, the guy was there like 3 months and he kept getting notices on his door. And they finally went to the door and said, you got to pay or we got lawyers, so he just left in the middle of the night.
Yeah. There's probably a lot of that.
Like the Colts. Hi, boys. Thanks for getting me through this morning. I just flew in from the Caribbean, and the airline misplaced the deli tray and bag of fast food I checked. Just sitting here at Carousel B watching everyone else pick up their Uber Eats. That's from Arbor Day.
Is that a carryover from yesterday?
I think it is. There is a full-fledged investigation now being launched after Buck Swope's Design Air Heating and Cooling email today submission, which personally I thought was the obvious winner. Very disappointed with the electorate. Yeah. And the timestamps he had from the photo of Iggy's post of the In-N-Out bag seemed to reveal that they were taken at 8:30 in the morning Central in St. Louis. And he also looked up what time In-N-Out in Las Vegas closes.
God.
And also the planes that left McCarran International Airport. I think they've changed the name since. I think it might be Harry Reid Airport now. I don't know when they changed that, but I was out there a couple months ago, and I believe that's the case. Either way, In-N-Out. Doug, I'm trying to I don't know, 10, 12 minutes from the airport. Hell, I don't know. You got traffic there, even though everything's close.
Yeah.
Kind of by the Death Star where the Raiders play, but the Death Star wasn't there in 2013. So Buck Swope sounds like he has led a full-fledged investigation on this. And one of the issues is you're not allowed to take food on the plane, but I would disagree with that. I see people taking food on the plane.
Sure they do. They do that all the time.
Yeah. But maybe the ice issue.
I get the sense Buck is one of about 20 guys who starts his day with his hands on his computer keyboard, hands on home row, just waiting to second-guess everything that Iggy says. To investigate and second-guess everything he says. You think there's more than 20?
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen the fan page. I don't know how many comments are on that thread.
It's like they take that as their job. They get buckled in, they got a headset on, hands on home row. Just wait till he says something.
Well, all you need to see is there's a In-N-Out bag in front of me.
And you had a witness
so obviously,
saying this all happened.
Obviously, it came back to me from Vegas.
With a witness, corroborating your story.
It's the girl who brought it back. So just keep at it and have fun.
Nice.
Give them the old whammy. They're probably calling my apartment now to see, what did they raise your rent?
The Listener of the Month award needs to be renamed the Souter Swope Award. Buck is an American treasure. That's from Arbor Day. Doug, do you view Buck Swope as an American treasure?
Well, he's a treasure for this presentation. When he's not conducting investigation and indictments.
I'm always amazed at how you guys rarely remember the events that are often repeated on the show. I'm guessing that you immediately banish the day's content from your mind like a soldier seeking to repress the trauma and horror experienced on the battlefield. That's from Manute Bowl eligible.
Kind of. Well, if you're just having a conversation with someone, you don't really remember every word of that like 7, 8 years later, do you? Unless it was just something really shocking.
Now, if something comes up and I have a story that ties into it, first thing that comes to my mind is, I wonder if I told this before. How long ago did I tell it? I better not tell it again. just pops into my mind. I say it.
So
if you've
retell
heard
it.
it, so what?
People cycle on, they cycle off.
That's right. The listeners, they cycle on with their HD2. Don't worry. If he calls in, we'll get 28 minutes of that twink not even stopping for breath. That's from Sex. Who's the twink?
Was he talking about Buck?
Is Buck Swope a twink?
I don't know.
No, unless he's talking about Steve. His calls usually go about a half hour.
Oh.
Some of these sads need to zoom out on Iggy. That's from the 618.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
No, it doesn't bother me. I just don't know why you go through all the trouble. What do you get out of it?
I don't know.
And you're always proven wrong anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, the YouTube chat's very...
Now they're upset?
I don't know. When I go in there, now the YouTube chat's become a hot area. I think the YouTube chat on TMA is more active than the YouTube chat on 101 ESPN, which I would have never thought. But I think that's the case. Jackson, what is your assessment?
I think the 101 chat is more active.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I think there's more guys like mixing it up, but you have to understand that it's an hour as opposed to 3 hours.
Yeah, that's true. It's not apples to apples.
So I think if there's
you got to 3x the number on Balloon Party, I guess.
Right. So TMA, there might be more volume, but the anger and like the like I said, mixing it up, I believe, is more active on the 101.
What are they chatting about?
Yeah, what were they chatting about yesterday?
College football.
That's really surprising.
What do you got
to
to argue about college football? I guess
my
conferences.
I guess merit. They like to argue about my merit.
What does that mean? That's very interesting to me. What does your merit mean?
They're like, oh, this Jackson guy sucks, and they're like, no, he's a cute boy. Like,
oh, jeez.
So it's like the 101 people will be like, oh, Jackson sucks, and then like
The TMA guy coming
like,
in.
oh, he's a cute boy.
There's like a Bloods and Crips situation in the chat where the TMA people get to interact with the 101 people, and the 101 people are confused by it.
Right. It's going to take the 101 folks a while to get over your calling the abbreviation for Winnipeg wins per game. You may have to wear that for a year or two.
I wish Good Morning Grant still had that piece of paper because in context it made more sense that it wouldn't be Winnipeg. So I know WPG would mean Winnipeg in the context of the NHL.
Well, sure.
I can deduce that.
Yeah.
But based on what he gave me, this little piece, and also I've never been handed something like of like research before a radio segment.
Yeah, that seems crazy.
Right. So I didn't know what to do with it, so I just said, now this WPG, what are we looking at here? And, I don't know, because of the ridiculous scoring system in the NHL for the standings, maybe wins per game is a thing. I don't know.
Wins per game?
Huh.
How about wins and losses, like everyone else? That's my take.
Well, they do keep track of that.
Right, but it seems...
You can get a point if you lose a game.
Soccer does the same thing.
Yeah, well, but they can tie. In the NHL, you can't tie.
I wonder if any
I
other,
hear whistles.
I wonder if
whoa, Jackson.
I wonder if any other shows have YouTube have chats going on like ours.
They do.
Arguing with each other.
Yeah, that absolutely goes
Do
on. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
The Balloon Party.
Learning.
The Balloon Party. I'm talking about other shows.
Like the opening drive?
Like Riz and shows like that.
I think, but then somebody texted in that they turned it back on, that the Riz show, and this was before we even started here, they turned off the YouTube comments because it was so toxic. But I mean, that's what happens when you have people able to use anonymous names. That's what
just have nice
that
chats.
goes on anywhere.
Yeah.
Just have a nice conversation. I had a nice conversation with Captain Jack yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Watching Autumn Falls was on a live stream.
And Captain Jack again is the other corn scribe.
Yeah, but Autumn Falls started
It's just you and him, pretty much in the industry. Isn't it?
Adam 22.
There were
it's like Bob Bragg and Bob Burns.
Yeah.
There were 1,500 people in the Instagram live with Autumn Falls. Captain Jack was in there. I said, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?"
Buddy.
"Hey, how are you?" "Haven't seen you at the AVNs. We're just chatting back and forth." People are, "Show your boobs, show your boobs, show your boobs."
Not you two. You kept it to journalism.
Well, these idiots. It's Instagram. She can't show her boobs.
Joe, as you would call them, MFFs.
Oh.
Yeah. Male, female. Correct. As opposed to the more popular male,
That's
female.
not the more popular one.
And we had a nice chat.
You and Captain Jack, or you and Autumn Falls?
I didn't really ask. I asked her one question. She didn't get to it. And I said, "How's Marcus doing?"
Marcus.
He's dating Marcus Dupree.
Doug, you remember him? He carried the football for Barry Switzer?
Yeah.
Or Howard Schnellenberger? Barry Switzer, probably.
Switzer, yeah. Yeah, he was a good player.
And now he's with Autumn Falls.
Why?
Well, it's not the same Marcus Dupree.
Oh.
She didn't get to it. I mean, when you get 15.
So what do you chat about with this Captain Jack fella?
That's how he's been doing.
Shop.
Who was his last interview with and things like that. He interviews a lot of people he never heard of.
Yeah. So you got that in common.
No, you've heard of mine.
I haven't.
No, he interviews. You just turned 20. When did you start in the business?
Oh, don't ask that.
Oh, his question every time is, he phrases it differently than I did when I said, were you sexually active at a young age? He says, at what age did you lose your virginity? And there's always the next follow-up. Is there a story behind that?
No, God.
That's skin crawling.
No, if you people want to see that I'm not kidding, you just go to Captain Jack, and he's got a list of all of his interviews.
So I go to Captain Jack.
Don't you find that just a little bit creepy?
Well, it's the porn industry.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Still humans.
Yeah, but they don't care. They don't mind answering it. Go back and look at Wiz Khalifa or whatever her name is.
Doug, Wiz Khalifa, he had black and yellow. Was that 2010?
I don't know the years, Tim.
And what is his relationship to Snoop Dogg? Is he his nephew? What is the deal?
I don't think
think
calls him Unc, but everyone calls Snoop Dogg Unc.
Yeah. But I was wondering, that nephew thing doesn't seem real.
Whoever that Khalifa girl was that we interviewed.
Mia Khalifa?
Mia. Yeah.
Sammy Khalifa was a shortstop with the Pirates.
But if you go listen, even Captain Jack asked her that question, and she answered it. She didn't call him a creep.
Yeah. But when you have questions thrown at you from the two heavyweights in the porn journalism industry, you know that
you better answer
it.
Yeah. I'm Team Iggy. This KG in O-Town needs to respect the king. That's from the 314. Kind of apropos of nothing. KG in O-Town has not really been particularly vocal this morning. None of us have, minus Iggy. And so, KG in O-Town, how do you respond to that?
I'll bend the knee to the king.
Wow, how about that? It's like the Plowhawk and Harrison Bader.
Yes, sir.
Have you worked with Bree Mills? Because she's doing some things in the industry now that have never been done before, and a lot of the girls seem to want to go work with Bree.
Oh, come on.
And some of them you can't get anything out of.
Yeah. Well, you tried. You did some digging. You asked all the right questions.
That's right.
You must have stumbled on something big. Her lack of an answer was very telling.
I took a picture back when I was on the fan page, and when I was in Vegas.
You're not on there anymore?
I went to...
he just ignores.
Well, he knows I'm not. And I came on with you guys at like 6 o'clock in the morning Vegas time. And I told you all the interviews I had lined up that day, and I took a picture of my notebook that had all my questions jotted down for all the different actresses. So I did some research.
There you go, Doug, take that.
Yeah.
These guys are some dumb mother...
Yeah, we are.
Well, Doug, Tennessee comes a-calling on November 11th, and then the Gators have to make a trip up north in mid to late November, followed by the Tigers heading to Fayetteville. And that's how the regular season will finish off for Missouri, which will easily cover the 6.5 over total for wins in 2023. Going to be fun.
I will not say the word Fayetteville. I will not say it.
What about Louisville?
I won't.
What about Knoxville?
No.
I was scolded in Little Rock for saying Fayetteville.
Well, you should scold him right back.
That doesn't play well when you're down there.
If you pronounce it like it's spelled, it would be Louisville.
Think about that.
Well, it's
thinking about it.
It's a French word, and in French it was pronounced Louis.
Well, St. Louis is French.
Right.
We don't say St. Louis.
Saint Louis.
St. Louis.
During the replacement ref era, which was so magical, there was a ref who gave the ball to the Rams or something and said, "First down, St. Louis." And
How about that?
And I really liked it. I really thought it was great. Because he had to go on like this long diatribe about the penalty that was called, and clearly he was not used to it. So I guess he just referred to it as St. Louis, and it was great.
Is that kind of a friendly little way to say it?
Yeah, it was great because they were screwing everybody.
But we never call it St. Louis around here.
Seldom. I don't like when people call it the Lou.
No, I don't either.
It's just, I think it's too simple.
No offense to Plowsy, but I love it when Piddles is on the ones and twos. You can tell that he used to be a listener because we get drops that we haven't heard in a while. That's from Hey Man.
Oh.
He-Man.
Yeah, I just like doing it. I don't really have I just like to play drops. It's kind of fun. I think it gives the show a little bit more of that dynamic feel.
We have the drops of the week today. Did you put those together, Jackson?
Indeed.
Or was that KG and O-Town?
No, I took care of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I really like doing that too. It's like it's like composing almost.
Composing.
Yeah,
I like that.
There's placements. You don't want the same person going back to back in the drops.
That's editing.
Right, but like
composing.
But you're taking each piece of audio and then putting it together in a sequence. That would technically be composing.
That's editing.
You're an artiste when it comes to that.
Yeah,
Nice.
Doug.
Let's not overstate it. That's basic editing.
Let's not argue semantics. Let's just get to know each other better.
Oh,
That's a great answer.
okay.
Word. Jackson on the board is elite. That's from the Slippery Turtle.
Okay.
Doug, Nelly called St. Louis. Thanks. That's from Big Saggers.
Okay.
I'm going to see Nelly tonight.
Where is he?
The Washington County Fair.
Wow. Seems like he's come down a little bit in stature.
He's just doing one for the common folk.
Oh. Washington County Fair. Where would that be?
I believe that's in Washington County.
There you go.
Think about that.
Washington, Missouri?
Yeah.
That's a good.
Out
ways
past
away.
Eureka Way, I think.
I thought that was like Franklin County, but I'm probably wrong there.
It's the home of Jack Wagner.
Think about that.
Washington.
Went to St. Francis Borgia.
Washington is a very cool little city.
Why don't we move there?
I've heard people say they'd like to.
St. Francis Borgia can shoot the rock.
Yeah, they've always
Holy
been
mackerel.
Broccolivo, Brocky 4.
Oh my
It's really a Norman Rockwell type of city, Washington.
It is.
Big, a
It's very
slice of
nice.
Americana.
Yeah, it's a nice
Very clean. Lawns are all manicured.
Yeah, it's just got a kind
Nice
of
buildings.
quaint little downtown area.
Tournament.
Yeah, they have a tournament there.
Jackson is elite on the drops. Go off, King. Doug, you like that? Go off, take.
No,
That's from
I
Big
don't
Tuft.
like it. Let's stop it now. Everyone's a king all of a sudden. KG's taking a knee to the king.
You get a good tweet off, you're a king.
I guess.
You dropped this king picture of a crown.
Sick.
I actually do. I find that funny. So, yeah. Meme culture can be funny.
Doug, do you like meme culture?
Not really.
I think Nelly came on stage when Snoop was here.
He did. Came out and did Hot in Here. It was electric.
All right.
Was Snoop Dogg good?
Snoop Dogg was really good.
He seems like a fun guy to see in concert.
Yeah, for sure. Too Short and Warren G lost their fastball a little bit, but Snoop still got it.
Oh, is that right, really?
Warren G. Harding?
Warren G. Harding, that is correct. Nate Dogg passed on, didn't he, Doug?
King of the Hook.
Warren G. Harding certainly did.
Yeah.
Nate Dogg's been dead for like 15 years.
Is that right, really?
I don't think it's that long.
Oh, I think it is. I think it's,
I'm going to say 2010.
Yeah, I'll go 09.
Doug, where do you want to be on Nate Dogg's?
I don't even know who you're talking about.
You can still name a year. You
But
might
I think
win.
it was like 2007. I think it was longer ago.
2011.
Oh, yeah.
Different area codes.
Yeah, hose.
I think Lady Gaga did a duet with Too Short.
Really?
How short is
I
Too
think
Short?
on our Chromatic.
How old is?
Either Chromatic
Short,
album
old,
or
Nurse? Anybody say Nurse?
I'll say 56.
There you go.
I want no part of your pursuit of Gaga.
How tall is Too Short? That's my question.
So you're saying Lady Gaga on Chromatica?
I am seeing a Lady Gaga Jewels and Drugs featuring T.I., Too Short, and Twista.
Doug, Too Short is 5'7".
Oh, that's...
Lil Jon, 5'6". Scarface, 5'9", and E40, 6'1". He, of course, did Captain Savaho, and was that 1993?
Sprinkle me.
Yeah? Yeah?
I love E40.
Yeah, it goes to a lot of Warriors games.
Yeah.
93,
Like
you
a
nailed
wine
it.
connoisseur, too.
How tall is Kevin Hart? I'm going to look that up.
Ooh, 5'4". 5'3".
5'5".
Doug, do that.
Okay, yeah. We can put the show on pause while I look that up.
They all lie about it on
It says
Wikipedia.
5'2.5".
Oh, come on.
I'm listed as 6'2".
Kevin Hart is really short.
It says 5'2".
5'2".
Yeah. Like when he's standing next to Ice Cube, Ice Cube looks like a monster next
Is
to him.
Ice Cube tall?
No, I don't think
wouldn't
he's.
think so.
I think he's probably 5'9".
He's 5'8".
Yeah. So and he.
O'Shea Jackson, Doug.
He looks way
Easy,
tall.
5'3".
Yeah. Lil Wayne's like 5'3" as well.
Is Ice Cube coming to Evolution?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Dre is 6'1". This is fun. I'm really enjoying this segment where we look up heights.
Yeah. Wiz Khalifa's speaking earlier, he's like 6'5" or 6'6".
Doug, you believe that Wiz Khalifa's that tall?
No, I'm stunned to hear that now after all these years.
Eddie Vedder, 5'7".
He took his shirt off. He was ripped out, too.
Kurt Cobain, 5'9".
Let's go through the height of every celebrity.
All right. What else you want to know? I think Abigail Mack is small.
Oh, is she small?
What about Ella Reese, baby?
Oh, good. Abigail Mack, 5'2". We could work.
How tall was
she could wear
Napoleon?
heels.
Napoleon was like 5'4".
They say
Ella Reese
I
is
always
taller.
heard he wasn't as short.
Ella
as
Reese
people
is
said.
5'9". Man, why isn't she in Milan? Probably that Instagram.
Doug, you know they're making a Napoleon movie that's coming out this year.
Really?
Joaquin Phoenix is playing Napoleon.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Tallest Sassy Cassie.
I think we're probably in the 3s.
Oh, Napoleon says it was 5'6".
I had to lift her on her chair.
Nice. I think John Vaughn helped.
Yeah, he helped her down. I had to help her up.
That had to be a proud moment.
Matheny loved
I
her.
like cookies.
Okay.
Doug, she's 2 feet 10 inches tall.
She 2 feet?
Yep. Friend of the show.
That'd be a tough way to go through life.
Amen.
That'd be tough.
But clearly she's owned it and made a living out of it. So
Ella Reese is a star. Speaking of Della Reese, she whooped Eddie Murphy's ass in Harlem Nights. Thanks. That's from Houseman. Thank you for agreeing that Ella Reese is a star. I just don't know if she performs enough to get to the level I think she's capable of. And I wonder if in 5 years she'll feel like what Robert De Niro told Cologino in A Bronx Tale. There's nothing worse than wasted talent. And that's the message I would like to have conveyed to Ella Reese when KG and O-Town books her on the show. And how is that going, KG and O-Town?
We've stalled.
No!
But I can be persistent.
Doug, does it bother you that she doesn't perform as much? Because she could be...
No.
Okay.
I don't agree with the fact that there's nothing worse than wasted talent.
Okay, what are things that are worse?
An atomic bomb on your city would be worse. Plague of leprosy would be worse.
Yeah. Starvation.
Having your head cut off.
Cardinals
is worse than
roster
wasted
construction.
talent.
One time I shot like a couple scene with like my dad and my brother, and that was a lot of fun to shoot.
Believe it or not, she has a very popular podcast now. It's friend of the show, Lana Rhodes, not friend of everybody on the show, but friend of the show.
He's sideways with Iggy.
Yeah, Tushy Booth.
Was she talking about porn?
I don't listen
The
to
industry that she condemned.
I got a little shrub in my mouth. I wonder where that came from. Can't be from me. Oh, yeah, I did do some shrub cutting this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if it's a shrub. Yeah, probably so. Probably from my beard. Fun.
That is fun. That is fun stuff.
Hey, KG, hit me up on Farmers Only after the Nelly concert. I'll ream all your holes in the haunted house.
Is that the recovering alcoholic?
No, that's the Joan Jett's groping hand.
Oh.
Down.
Only this show could discuss Napoleon and Ella Reese in the same sentence. Caller Ellen.
Yeah.
I'm honored that Caller Ellen knows who Ella Reese is.
Yeah.
That shows she has mainstream appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just fun to discuss the height of famous people.
She's not.
She's 5'9", Doug. Why isn't she walking the runways of Italy?
Not attractive enough, probably.
Probably a variety of issues, honestly. But we'll get her on and we'll get to the bottom of it.
Did she get? I should know this since her Instagram story is so robust. But is she covered? She got a lot of tattoos, Ella Reese?
Yeah, that probably hurts.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
A lot of runway models aren't particularly attractive.
They're just tall and thin.
and skinny. Yeah.
Right.
Tim, you probably won't remember this. I don't.
Then you're going to ask about it anyway.
I'm going to ask you because you may remember. There was a new club that opened, a new strip club that opened on the east side. And Biff and I went there to interview the feature. And I can't remember her name, but I said she's the most gorgeous girl in porn. She has since retired.
Doug, wow, who was this?
And I can't remember. And she was gorgeous.
Where was the club?
I don't know, some new club out
The
there.
infamous Gentleman's Quarters, which is the only strip bar in America attached to a parking lot of a McDonald's.
Oh.
Is that the one you're referring to?
No.
Well, it couldn't have been that long ago. I mean, you're only attached to this show for about 10 years, right?
No, it wasn't a long time ago. But I don't go to strip clubs.
We went to that one.
So I can't remember the name of it.
Well, that doesn't mean you didn't go.
But the grand opening, they brought the porn star in, and she was very big at the time.
Oh, big.
Wow, I wonder who this
And
was.
she was gorgeous. And I've said it before that I think she's the most gorgeous girl in porn, but I can't remember her name.
Doug,
She's
who was?
since
Are we
retired.
supposed to remember the name?
I thought maybe Tim would.
Farman Britt.
KG and O-Town amused me, and then I looked at Iggy giving no reaction, and then it amused me more.
I mean, it made no sense, but
Well, I don't know who the person was. I can't help you. Well, don't get frustrated with me for that.
no,
I
I'm
didn't
frustrated
know.
that I don't remember who she is.
Oh.
As soon as if I say it, Tim will agree she's
Multiple
gorgeous.
people have texted in Tory Black.
Tory
Tory
Black.
Black.
Yes, very good texters.
Boy.
How do they remember that kind of
I mean, yeah, you're right. God, 1 billion people did text in.
Yeah, and she is gorgeous.
Tori Black, Doug, and you probably remember this. My wife got us tickets to the 2010 AVNs for Christmas?
I remember that.
Thank you.
That was a
Pedro.
Christmas gift?
Yeah, just kind of a different operation. And we went. Caden was the host. And I remember a buddy of mine was with me. We saw Nina Hartley. He goes, "Oh, my God, she looks like my grandfather."
Nina Hartley looks like his grandfather.
I would have said, I don't know what his grandfather looks like, but I would have said more like a founding father. Digressing, Tori Black won AVN Performer of the Year. She did in 2010, right?
I don't know the years, Tim.
So I remember Anna Marie, who I wouldn't describe as necessarily on board with the industry, although we have friends in the industry, but doesn't like watching Stag per se, saying, "My God, she is beautiful. She doesn't necessarily look like she should be in what I call Stag, what most would call pornography." And that was 2010. I don't know when you interviewed her. And honestly, I mean, I guess she is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but for whatever reason, that didn't cross my mind. And I think she's tall, so maybe that's one of the reasons, too.
Yeah, but her face is just, she doesn't have any injections, didn't have a lot of tattoos.
That's a shot at a lot of people in the Central Corridor.
But didn't have big lips.
Injection-free.
She's just beautiful.
The lip phenomenon, what do you think we'll be looking back on in 20 years with more going, "Oh my God, that went on"? The lip phenomenon or social media?
Is the lip phenomenon not a byproduct of social media?
Wow, Jackson. Oh my
Is it
God.
deep?
Start balloon party now, Doug. Start it up now.
The key is looking into the text, not at the text.
Looking into the text, not at the text?
That's right. You can look at the question or you can look into the question.
So you're saying without social media, you wouldn't have women feeling the pressure to get the lip thing?
No doubt.
I don't know, but maybe the younger ones. But there's a lot of women that do that in their 40s and 50s, and I don't think it's for social media reasons.
It's to get a better table at Napoli?
I think so.
Stacey McMillan.
I mean, there's a lot of women that do things to their face just to look better, but I don't think it necessarily so it's for a better picture for Instagram.
So I think, for example, what was all the rage in the late 80s and early 90s? Remember? Kate Moss. You know what it was called? Do you remember what this is called? Never be called now. You'd be shut down. Heroin chic.
Oh,
That's what it was called. Remember that? That is true.
Yeah.
And I remember listening. I know I've told this story before. It's not a real big story, but I was listening to an interview with Cindy Crawford, who was tall and thin, and she said she would never be in the spot that she was. She was on a famous Pepsi commercial, I think, during the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
She would never be in the spot that she was then, now, because what girls are taught is beautiful now are the big lips and the bigger asses. And that is believed to be a byproduct of what, Jackson? You'll answer this, I know.
Social media, Instagram.
The Kardashians. That's where it really is. But then you could say that the social media and Instagram lit a fire. But what I'm saying is you had heroin chic and the feeling to need to be super thin in the late 80s, early 90s, and there was no social media around. So I'm not sure that the lip thing is a byproduct of social media. Perhaps it's an accelerant, Doug? Would that be acceptable?
That's a nice word.
Yeah, I like that.
Kate Moss is just a product of marketing. I mean, you could go to the mall and see 20 women better looking than Kate Moss, I thought.
Malls I went to just had...
You make me feel like a natural woman.
I mean, it's really kind of interesting to see what the industry decides is the beautiful woman at the moment. Because I never got it with Kate Moss, but look at me. I was a 70s heartthrob myself.
Yeah, that is true.
So I look at it through a different lens.
What were you the product of? Just local television?
Well, I wasn't even in local television at the time.
Wow. Just modeling?
Yeah, just kind of strutting and showing myself off.
I'm not afraid to say I did not know. I had heard Kate Moss referenced in rap songs, but I had never known who she was.
Kate Moss is referenced in rap?
I think Kanye West mentioned her in Stronger, 2008.
I'm going to say 2007.
Ooh, Graduation, was that not 08? Here, I'll find out.
I'll give you 10 to 1 if you're interested.
I don't know. That was with Daft Punk, Doug.
I know.
Daft Punk.
I know, because I remember at the Inside STL second anniversary party, it was being played. And that was 2007, and we did it at 15, and it was the debut
Oh.
July 31st, 2007. Why ever doubt the king? Why ever doubt
Stop
the king?
saying the king.
You can't doubt the king.
Nope.
She was in an episode of, well, she wasn't, but her character was in an episode of Family Guy.
Who are we talking about now?
Kate Moss.
Okay. I just want to keep it clear.
Yeah, where Chris became an artist known as Christabel. And he was dating Kate Moss. He goes, here, meet my new girlfriend, Kate Moss. She was like a little stick figure. She goes, oh, close that window. Too much wind. Woo! And she kind of flew out the window. So
There was an artist down in Miami named Krista Ball. Right?
Crystal Ball?
Krista Ball.
Their current head coach is Mario Cristobal.
Think about that.
And his art was like putting giant, I don't even know how to
structures.
Describe it.
That's a
structures and around islands and beaches and things.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was painting on a canvas.
Well, maybe it was a takeoff on Christabel.
I'm sure it was.
R.I.P. Takeoff. Full circle.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
Only Kate Moss story I have.
Wow, it was a good
But
one.
it was a darn good one.
It was a good one. I think Munganess is a darn good one. Actually, a darn good too, Doug, because it's St. Louis Acura and it's Alton Toyota. What do you love about them? Because I think we love so many things, but your Mount Rushmore of things you love at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota.
I like the fact that once you meet the guys, then you've got a car guy for
Now you do.
life.
That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, they've got great used cars there. They've got great new cars, IS cars. And even if you're looking for a used car and you don't find exactly what you want at Munganess, they'll try to find it for you. And if they can't, you'll say at least the next time, hey, I know where I'm going for my car, or I know where I'm going to get my car fixed, because they do a great job with that too. And they're just so nice. Everybody's so professional and so nice. Yeah, I've never really had a place where I think, well, I got to go to Munganess first, see what they got. But I do now.
Yeah. Amen.
And I think a lot of our listeners do too that have gone there.
Amen. As they should. The official automotive provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast, QFTA this week, titled The Fun Little Squirting Story. And then the presenting sponsor of the award-winning balloon party. Make sure to hop in the YouTube chat and talk K-State football on 101 ESPN from 10 to 11. It is Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. And here is a secret number to text or call Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, or Peter Munganess. 314-252-0029. Jackson, tell the people about Circa, because 2 weeks from today, you're in Las Vegas, and you're banging in Little Rock, Jack.
Damn straight. Can't wait to be out there at Circa Sportsbook. You should head out there yourself, because you know what they got, Doug?
What?
They got two major contests with $14 million in guaranteed prizes. You like money? You like gambling? Well, Circa Sportsbook is the place for you, because they got $14 million in guaranteed prizes. First up, they got the Circa Millions, which Tim has entered in. $6 million in guaranteed prizes. $1,000 per entry, max of 5 entries per person. You must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada. You pick 5 teams against the spread every week. Winner takes home $1 million.
You going to enter those contests?
There are quarterly and season-long prizes as well.
Yeah, what'd you fit in there?
I don't know if I'm going to enter into that, but I'll be certainly waiting.
Why don't you get like 3 of your Horton Watkins boys and each do $250 apiece?
That's not a bad play. Yeah.
What the hell? Why not?
Yeah, I'm not against it. Yeah.
The other Horton Watkins boys probably own this place.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
And it might be a little embarrassing for you to grovel and ask for a couple $100.
As I said on Balloon Party yesterday, most of me and my associates are tied up in transportation.
Yeah, that's where they've invested.
Specifically blimps. But they also have the Circa Survivor Pool, $8 million guaranteed to the winners, $1,000 per entry, max of 10 entries per person. I say $8 million guaranteed to the winners. There could be multiple winners, or they could be just one.
What is it about dirigibles that you like so much?
What was that word you just said?
Sweet Kai says he's in for $250. If you're in for $250, you only need 500 more. You can just get listeners.
I could put a little power.
I'm sure there's like 100 listeners who'd want to be part of this thing. It's a great sweat.
Oh yeah. I trust me.
I can't wait to do it. I
locked
legitimately can't wait to do it.
I'd love to. Yeah, absolutely. And I got some time before we head out there, so I can assemble a team. But with that Circa Survivor Pool, Doug, you pick one team straight up every week to win. If the team loses or ties, the entry is eliminated. You can only pick each team once in the season. Go 20-0 or be the last person standing to win up to $8 million. That's all available over at Circa Sportsbook in Las Vegas, baby.
How do you do?
Now, the strategy there would be to pick the big favorites probably early, because it takes a few weeks for the season to play out before you know really.
Still got to cover that number, though, baby.
Some of the medium teams. Yeah, but a lot of teams you don't really know what you're going to get early.
But the Survivor Pool, you just got it's straight up. You just got to pick the winner of the game. You don't have to worry about the spread.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But the millions is you're picking against the spread. 5 teams.
But there's teams you might pick to win early, but you would be quite unsure really what they have. But if you let the season play out a few weeks, you might have a better idea.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I hear exactly what you're saying.
Because there are some teams that come out of nowhere, and they're pretty good teams. You never know that early in the year.
I feel like once every NFL week, there's like a big upset in there. I see like a graphic of a survivor pool where like 70% of the field was knocked out because like the Chiefs lost to the Colts or something.
Yeah, that was probably one last week, like week 4 or 5. I was watching that on Quarterback on Netflix. Doug, is it quarterback or quarterbacks on Netflix?
I don't know if
I think it's
quarterback on the end of it.
And it's hard to know what teams have since, I mean, there was a preseason game last night.
Hall of Fame game.
And
Colts and Browns.
And nobody played.
Or no, Jets and Browns.
Jets and Browns.
Zach Wilson was out there.
Yeah, I played him on my...
You played a Hall of Fame game roster?
Wow.
I got a free...
We might need an intervention.
I got a free DraftKings game. They gave me a free PGA game, and they gave me... They're doing this all the time now. They sent you an email and free NFL game tonight. So I went and played, and it was...
Did you win?
I missed cashing by 3 points. But I had 3 guys that didn't even play.
There was a time back in the late 60s and I think early 70s when some of the NFL teams played 6 and 7 exhibition games.
Really? Is that right? I didn't know
Yes, it was absurd.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think we're getting to the point where they probably might play 1 or 2 and that's it.
Yeah. The Hall of Fame game thing, like the players hate it because they have to play an extra preseason game on that slick, fake field.
I've been to that stadium. You ever go to that stadium?
I have not been there, no.
They're
saw the Rams play the Dolphins there. That was the first night of the broadcast with Dennis Miller. I remember seeing him walking through the press box and being taller than him. These are surprises.
You're taller than him?
Yeah.
Well, how tall is he?
He must be less than 5 feet tall.
Less than 5 feet? Well, he didn't do any jockeying, did he?
He was walking through barefoot, and I was wearing my lift, so maybe that was... that might have been the reason. But yeah, he was walking through the press box barefoot.
I remember I was in an elevator with him once at Rams, I guess the Dome. Who's the most famous person you've ever been in an elevator with?
He came on Iggy's Treehouse.
Tim.
Yeah, probably me.
Tim's been with himself. So
yeah, quite often.
You gotta look in the mirror for that one, don't you?
God, I wonder who. I don't know. That's a nice question. What's your answer?
I guess him. I can't think of anyone else.
You got somebody else.
Well, how often are you on an elevator?
There you go, Doug.
Well, at stadiums and things like that, I've been on elevators. Joe Torre was in an elevator once that I was in. Who else?
Probably.
Oh, I got one. Hal Holbrook.
Nice. Really?
Wonderful. In Houston.
That's
from
awesome.
The Firm.
Oh, he's so good in The Firm.
In Houston. Yeah, I was there for a Cardinal Astros playoff, and he
is that right?
staying at the same hotel we're at.
I love Hal Holbrook.
Yeah.
Nice play. That's a nice play.
It's a nice play for
Was he in broadcast news as well?
I don't remember.
Like Albert Brooks?
Yeah.
Is that Holly Hunter?
Yeah.
And William Hurt?
Yeah.
1987?
It was a funny movie.
You're right, Tim.
Great movie.
I feel like he was in that.
And guy who was the comedian that was in there?
Albert Brooks.
Yeah, Albert Brooks.
Yeah, he was a funny guy.
He's in one of my favorite comedies of all time. I think it's called Love Something or Other.
You said it was one of your
Love
favorites.
Actually.
No, he breaks up with his girlfriend, and the whole movie is about him trying to get back with her. And Super Dave Osborne
Bob
is in
Einstein.
it.
I liked him too.
He's got a bit part where Albert Brooks goes into the...
They were brothers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Albert Brooks goes into this, kind of like a sporting goods store. And he's trying to explain the whole thing to him. He goes, well, I just broke up with my girlfriend and I need to get my life back. And I think exercising is what I need to do. And he starts throwing this, you're going to need these shoes. He goes, that's like $150. I guess you don't want to get back to... You don't really care about it, do you? Oh, I do. Well, you need these. And he's throwing all this other stuff. He checked out, it was like $2,000. But it's funny because the whole movie is him.
Heck of a story.
The whole movie is him trying to get back with his girlfriend.
Yeah. And that was one of your favorite movies.
It is. It's something love. I don't know.
Modern Romance.
Modern Romance. That's it.
Modern Love, David Bowie. 1980.
I think 84.
Yeah, I'm going to go 83 to get me 84 and 82 because I don't think 86 is in play, so I'm not going to go 85. That's my reasoning. That's the thought process why I made the play that I made. Cut him off!
Oh, cut him off!
Well, go watch the movie. You'll enjoy it.
Well, I don't want to.
Harrison's brother Master.
I-
That was the worst story ever
It's
told.
hard to explain
So
that-
Jonathan Ditzworthy. This is embarrassing.
It's hard to explain the
Wow,
scene
I wanna
without
watch
watching
that
it.
movie now. That's Mr. Siders. Jesus, that's from the foot to shoulder.
Well, it's a great scene. It's hard to describe it. What he's like a lost puppy without his girlfriend, and the whole movie is him just pretty much making a fool of himself, trying to get her back.
Guys, did I just hear he's in one of my favorite comedies of all time, but I don't know the name of the movie. Thanks.
I
It's a
can't
Randy
remember.
character.
It's an old movie. It probably in the right around when David Bowie's song came out. Probably.
No need to watch the movie when you can listen to Ken's glorious reenactment. It's in the Lord of my parents' basement.
Hal Holbrook wasn't in broadcast news, but in '87 he was in Wall Street.
Oh, wow, he was indeed. He noticed some foul play from Bud Fox, also known as Charlie Sheen.
He was in All the President's Men, too.
Deep Throat, yeah, 10 years earlier.
Yeah, he was good in that.
Great. That's one of my favorite movies.
And he had a one-man show where he was like Mark Twain or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was famously played Mark Twain.
Yeah.
I was at the same elevator as Herb Humphreys last week. He's
Were
a
you?
banty but
Well-
generous little gentleman. That's from Hedonism Chuck.
He's not a little gentleman, and he hasn't been with us for many years now.
So you think
Yes,
this is
I'm a
not
gentleman.
true?
I prefer a man to rub me down.
Okay, Joe.
Sorry. I need to step on everybody.
Yes, we lost Herb many years back.
He was Nightside?
Got it covered. Nightside.
Any recapping movie scenes he doesn't really remember. It's a wonderful new segment you guys are trying out. That's from Dinkle My Berries.
Where do you find that on YouTube and play it?
Can't wait to live it twice.
There's no cussing in it. You can see how funny the scene is.
Well, there could be a nasty word in it.
No, I don't think there was any cussing at all in it. Bruno Kirby was in it too.
Oh, he's fun.
He played Clemenza in Godfather 2.
Right.
Think about that.
Right.
And he had a tough role in Basketball Diaries.
What do you mean, tough role?
Well, watch the film and you'll know what I'm talking
What
about.
happened to him?
He was the coach.
Leonardo DiCaprio, brother.
Yeah, it's tough.
I can't think of who the female lead was in it. She was very good looking and got naked at the end.
Tory Black.
Stacey McMillan.
No, she got naked at the end of it.
What film are we talking about?
Modern Romance.
Modern Romance.
I think you'll know who the actress is when I hear it.
Catherine Harold.
Catherine Harold.
We'll know it when you hear it.
Catherine Harold.
So there was no cursing, but she got naked?
Yeah, there was a lot of cursing in the movie. There's the only nude scene in it.
Okay.
Oh, was it?
She got a great butt.
Oh.
Doug,
You're a
who's got
gentleman who enjoys a dry rub once in a while?
Doug, who's got the best butt in the business?
Oh. In which business?
The.
Well, you don't see a lot of them.
Amber Rose. Keisha graded me on that one.
In the porn industry or in film?
Just any business for that matter. I'm trying to think. First off, it depends on, do you prefer the big ass? You know? That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I think there's a greater appreciation for it in the last, what would you say, 15 years? Which is also the Kardashian phenomenon.
Yeah. Well, that goes with the population getting heavier, too. I may be fat, but hey, I got a big butt.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you
Market KG.
very underrated. But if you take a look at it, there's a movie called House Bunny.
Can we get a good story on it?
No.
Reenactment.
Shooter McGavin is in it. And when I interviewed him, I talked about the movie. Anna Faris plays the lead. And she drops the towel in the sorority house.
No.
From the back.
Does she?
Very underrated butt.
Who rates them?
Well, I
Is
just
there a
rated that
top
one.
20 somewhere that she needs to be
the
in?
coaches poll.
I don't know, but you wouldn't think Anna Faris, but because she doesn't.
Doug, would you think Anna Faris?
I don't even know
She
who
hasn't
Anna
done any nude
Faris
scenes,
is.
but
I think it's
very-
Anna Faris.
You're right about that.
Very underrated.
That J-Lo keeps getting better with age.
How old is she now?
J-Lo from
I'm going to say 52.
50-ish.
You want 52? You want over or under 52?
I'll
52
say-
might just be, you can bet on green.
I'll say 51.
I would say 54.
You nailed it, Iggy.
Wow, how about that?
I'm good with ages.
Are you?
My girlfriend's got a dump truck, and yes, I prefer the big ass. That's from Sweet Sweet Kai over there in West Virginia.
Don't talk about her like that. Kai.
What about the Queen, Alexis Texas, the 618?
Well, I feel like that we're talking like major leagues and minor leagues when we're talking about like film actresses and then stags.
Wow, you just talked down to our industry. Look at that, Doug. He thinks he's better than the San Fernando Valley, and Las Vegas, and Miami, and the Bang Bus.
There is more value. There's more money to be made if you are in, if you are doing like sex work, like shooting on film. If you have a big ass, you can make more money. Whereas in
Why would
movies,
that be the case?
Well, Bella Danger for her.
Right.
We do have a bunch of Bella Danger texts.
Right. Like people, like there's money to be made if you have a big ass in pornography. It might not be the case in film acting.
That is so weird.
This is so damn creepy hearing Pawpaw Power Bottoms score women's backsides. You know he went from 6 to midnight just talking about it right on the air. That's from Lance Painter, Dougie.
Oh.
With the Cardinals, the starter.
Why did I get trashed? I wasn't the one that even brought up the question.
No, I
And
don't.
then everybody else was chiming in, and I just threw out Anna Faris, and I'm a creep.
Well,
Anna.
I'll give you another one. You ever seen the movie Red Sparrow?
no.
Jackson?
No.
Jennifer Lawrence gets naked. And from behind, she takes off her pants.
This is creepy.
Do you know what a bear is?
We're gonna go through all the movies that people got
a lot
naked.
of body hair, like a bear.
Now we're talking about.
Do you know what a size queen is? Guy who's into big.
Oh. All this on the heels of another Cardinal loss. We're just going to brush it aside like it never happened.
And Missouri is only, Doug, 27 days away from taking on South Dakota.
That's exactly right. Coyotes.
I'm so fired up for the Tigers.
Man, we're going to get paid on this over.
Big. It's gonna. I'm telling you, it's gonna hit before Halloween.
You going to be comfortable carrying my brick of cash with you at the Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Shoved up your ass, huh?
But don't
won't be
forget
the first time.
It is Mizzou. Something will
What?
happen.
What?
Something horrible will happen. It always does.
Your lack of faith concerns me.
You're no true son, Doug.
Well, have you not paid attention to history and see that there's
Give me an example of one thing.
I could give you 50 things.
Which one of you two are going back out to Vegas to collect?
I'll be happy to do that.
If it's,
I'll go if I have to.
Yeah, for this kind of load, we're gonna need to go back out there. No problem with that. Take home in a duffel bag.
Yeah, or a wheelbarrow, maybe. All that money.
Tim, check out Lexi 0.01% on the Twitter tweets. She's as perfect as they get. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack, not his wife.
That's her name. Is
Lexi slash 0.01% on the Twitter tweets.
That's
I'm
the
not
name.
familiar.
That's the worst.
Okay, do you know, Tim, can you look her up? Because I feel like I might have to take some time to figure out how to find this lass.
Lexi 0.01%.
We've lost our mind. Our whole culture has just lost it.
That's why I say in 20 years, will we look back on the social media or the lip injections and go, what in the, like kind of like 100 years ago, Doug, was it Zoftig?
That's a nice word for fat.
Va-va-va-voom?
No.
Go, what in the hell was going on there? You talk about your canary yellow leisure suit in the 70s, and you go, what in the hell was going on there? But you knew it in the moment, you say.
I felt like I did. I just kind of went along with it because everyone else was doing it. Yeah, I guess the definition of beauty does change over time.
Sure. Nothing wrong with that.
No. But once you have it in your mind, what's beautiful and what isn't, it's hard to change. It's hard to go with a fad.
Right, I hear what you're saying.
I mean, you just like what you like. And someone can't talk you into liking something that you don't like.
Light eyes, sapphic play, and some ambition. That's what you got from me, huh? Huh? Now you got a nice big ass, and, that's wonderful. But
Well, that's easy to find nowadays, isn't it?
that part, but I'm not necessarily on the look of the top, those first three. That's my thing. That's not a kink, is it? That's not a kink.
I was just described that as a
Which one?
preference.
Preference?
Yeah.
Light eyes, sapphic play, ambition. Those are my three.
And you want like true organic sapphic play, not like
Yes.
hamming it up.
Yeah, not like, I gave her a couple grand so she would,
Right, not like Natalie Portman in Black Swan is just like
Right.
going through the motions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You like albino lesbians who are busy.
Backing my ass into you.
Oh, gosh.
Caller Ellen wants to know if tattoos are here to stay. Thanks.
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't think so. That's a
Oh, I think they are. I think they are.
Well, the ones who've had it.
Well, I understand that, but I'm talking about.
Oh, I think that'll change.
You think?
Yes. I think we'll look back and say, what in the hell were you thinking?
Doug Moore, K-State football talk. The Athletic has the Tigers ranked 22 and K-State 23. Will be a Jim Dandy down in Columbia. That's from Ken's Wedding Toast.
We got the Tigers ranked?
Yep, 22. Fight Tiger.
They got Missouri ranked in the top 25.
Jackson, I might need you to fly out there sooner than 2 weeks from now because the number might move and it might cost me.
Based on what are they ranked?
18 to 22 starters coming back, a healthy Brady Cook, a team that should have won on the Plains and perhaps should have won against the best team in the country last year. Fight Tiger.
I think people are really taking stock. From the college football experts I've seen, they're like, the only team to keep Georgia honest last year was the Missouri Tigers. I was like, yeah, but a lot of stuff went right in that game for Missouri. The energy was there. I'm telling you, Doug, Columbia is hungry for some good football, and by extension, the Missouri, St. Louis, Kansas City area is too.
Fight Tiger.
Well,
People want to see them be successful.
Well, yeah, everybody does. Me too. But you got to be realistic about it. I don't know what they showed you last year, other than the Georgia game, that makes you think this is going to be a top-ranked team.
It really should have beaten War Damn Eagle in Kentucky. And you can throw out the Georgia game if you want.
Right. It's fun to go into the season optimistic, Doug.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah. And plus, they look so great in the uniforms.
Wide eyes, Sapphic play, can't lose. That's from Stepdad Gary.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Yep.
Wide eyes. Like eyes on the side of their head? That kind of thing?
Stepdad Gary, you can call in 636-9004-TMA.
A fish.
Hey guys, I'm into Stephanie Love and Rocky Emerson for some reason. Check them out. That's from Harrison's Brother Master. That might be the first text I've ever read from that's not about Iggy or the Plowboy.
Who's Rocky Emerson?
Doug, Rocky Emerson.
I don't know who it is.
Didn't he used to do the news on Channel 2?
No. It was Rocky Madden.
Isn't that the guy in Mask?
Who I was often mistaken for.
That's
a lot
Rocky
of people
Dennis.
have come up to me and say, hey, Rocky.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And I get a lot of Martin Kilcoynes.
Really?
And Rocky Maddens. Yeah.
When you were in France, someone said, I think I know you, and you thought that they thought you were the sportscaster, but no, they didn't know who you were.
That was on the cruise.
Right.
Where a lady sat down about 5 or 6 days into the cruise. She sits down at our table where we're eating. She says, I'm sorry to bother you, but it's just driving me crazy. I know I've seen you. I know I met you somewhere. And I said, Channel 4 for like 30 years. She goes, no, that's not it. Were you a teacher at Parkway South?
That's right. Patriots. My wife has tattoos, and I hate seeing them. When we make coitus, to avoid seeing them, I sleep with my neighbor Dean instead. That's from Herb's Hall.
Dean?
I love the name Dean. I think it's hilarious.
It used to be a very popular name.
I know. I had a friend in college, or I knew someone named Dean.
Tattoos are cool. Shut up, Doug, you old dolt. That's from Ray King, who I do believe has tattoos.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he does. There's a whole generation.
They were getting tattoos back in the 30s.
But it was for Hoosiers and sailors on shore leave.
But now we're in the
It was for
100 years
truckers and-
later, people are still getting them, so I don't know what's going to happen to them.
Yeah, well, this is not a new thing. Didn't the Egyptians have tattoos
Yeah, but you say,
thousands of years ago?
You think they're going to go away? I mean, why?
Well, they're not going to completely go away, but I don't know that it's going to be such a fad.
Howdy Sailor New in Town.
Nice.
Yeah.
That off.
I couldn't find the drop, so I said, damn it, I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
Howdy Sailor New in Town.
James,
That's how you say it.
James Carlton texted me Barkley. I guess that means he was in an elevator with Charles Barkley.
That's pretty cool.
James Carlton is my insurance agent, too. And, man, I'm a big fan. I am so grateful that I met James Carlton because now I have the best. And when it comes to taking care of your family, you have a responsibility. Your responsibility isn't saying, well, I wanted to switch, but I didn't want to have an awkward email exchange or phone conversation, so we're stuck with this person who, gets back to me every 3 or 4 days when I have a question. Because I'll tell you what, when you need that insurance, it's not going to be a 3 or 4 day thing. It's going to be something urgent. That's why you insure it. Home, life, auto, or whatever else is valuable in your life to get insurance on. James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency will take wonderful care of you. That's why he and his staff have 319 five-star reviews on Google Reviews. It's James Carlton, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton. State Farm. Doug, get a home, get it insured with James Carlton, and get it taken care of with your mortgage through Ryan Kelly online at thehomeloanexpert.com, thehomeloanexpert.com, Jack.
Yeah, that'd be my advice. It's a tough market out there. Tough to get into the market, but Ryan Kelly and his team, they have ways. If you're thinking of buying a home this year, the process not as complicated as you think with the Home Loan Expert. They make the pre-approval process very easy, so get pre-approved today before you start shopping around. And the day you call in, they'll also provide a lower rate with a 10-day closing guarantee. Lenders do have different rates. You need to rate shop, and when you do, you'll come to the conclusion, as most have, as I did, that the Home Loan Expert has the best rates and service that can't be touched. Their customer-first approach to mortgages is what separates them from the competition. They will walk you through all your options, provide expert guidance at every step, ensuring that your loan closes as quickly and smoothly as possible. They've also got that Hero Loan that Ryan's very proud of. The website there is HeroLoan.com. You can use your VA benefits if you qualify and get a mortgage for $0 down. Remember, Ryan Kelly right now preparing for that 9th annual Climb for the Kids. He's going to go up and down the Grand Canyon. Ah, yes, up, and ah, yes, down, and all for the Friends of Kids with Cancer. So support Ryan Kelly there if you can as well. The website is thehomeloanexpert.com.
Well, I know you want to get work in, and I don't know, Iggy. I mean, you might be able to go out and play today, but are the courses going to be just a little too saturated?
It'll be carts on path, probably.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I'll walk, but if the ball's going to be plug-in, I'm supposed to play. Am I playing at 12:20 or 12:40?
I don't know the times, Tim.
Playing with Dan Henschel. He's my partner next week. You know Dan Henschel, Iggy.
No, I don't think your course would be that wet. I mean, you got
Why would our? What do we
you
got?
got
Retractable roof?
You got Zoys out there.
No, do you say Zoyza or Zoyja?
I got a ja.
Yeah, I do.
Zoyja.
You don't get a lot of plug balls in Zoyza.
Zoyja, please.
Zoyja.
And that's a weed.
So
It's not a
Shema-
grass. It's
Fluffy.
spreads. Someone puts
Try chipping
Zoysia-
off Bermuda down south. Godspeed, whores.
Oh,
Into the grain.
someone puts zoysia on their yard and it spreads. It goes in the neighbor's yard. It goes everywhere else. Last to go green, first to go brown. But boy, it'll
Flip that
hold
off.
up in the it'll hold up in
Mark
the
it.
summer.
Yeah, it'll hold up in the heat.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then I guess I'll be at Family Golf, just getting work in here. Family Golf and Learning Center, a premier golfing facility for all abilities and ages, provides a friendly and encouraging practice experience for the individual or the family. It's Family Golf Online. They have that double-decker driving range, so even in rain, you can get work in. And the short game area. I love that short game area. I'd be curious with seeing what Cletus' son, Guy, who Doug has in his office pool to win the Michelob Ultra J. Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship and who is lurking in the Metro Amateur, what he has done here over the last couple of years to get to the level he's in. My guess is his short game has improved. That's where you're going to pick up strokes. That's what Family Golf has for you, plus a par 3 course. You can enjoy lunch or dinner on the terrace and wonderful patio of the Back Nine Bar and Grill, and a great roster of instructors as well. I can't recommend Family Golf and Learning Center enough. FamilyGolfOnline.com. Learn, practice, play your best golf. And while you're there, you should probably spend some time
Thinking about it?
That's right. I lost my
Okay.
place in the copy.
Yeah.
Doug, take a listen to give you a little taste of Stephen Wildwood's mic drop yesterday on Balloon Party.
Oh.
They really are. Some love him on 101 ESPN.
Oh, why wouldn't
Some
you?
hate him. I thought he might have met his maker right at the tail end of this one yesterday. Take a listen.
You're not going to re-sign these players. You might as well get something for them.
Stop it!
Oh.
Your trading partner is the Toronto Blue Jays? The exchange rate with Canada sucks! Plus, they used a metric system! Nice work, Bowtie! Triple sticks! Here's a list of things to do! A. Fireball ball! 2. Fire Bowtie and his puppet Pinocchio! 3. Hire a real manager, a real general manager, and spend some damn money on some players who can win us a World Series. It's been 12 years, you jackass. Tired of it.
Gosh. Call him a jackass just because they're having a rough year makes Triple Sticks a jackass?
Stephen Wildwood's mic drops are essentially dog avatars on social media come to life.
How does that go over on the other station over there? Like that? Is
I
it
think
some
some can tell they might be getting made fun of.
Yeah.
And others are like, boy, this guy's right on target.
He's like an avatar for for those.
The text line.
I hope he is okay because you can tell that takes a lot out of it.
I was texting with him yesterday, and I said I felt like you might have started to see the light at the end, where you were going to get
dead
sucked
relatives
off. Right.
beckoning you onward.
There's no way like he doesn't get lightheaded after that. You
Yeah.
ever tried? I mean, you Doug, you know about screaming.
Yeah, sure, yeah. It takes a younger man than me.
Guys, a list that starts with the letter A and then goes to number 2 is a sign of pure genius. It's from Manute Bowl eligible.
Can't say he's reading off a prompter.
I don't know why people feel the need to put it in an outline form.
What about Roman numerals?
You
like
don't need that. No.
Do you like when they use their hands too?
No, to count.
What
I
about
don't
this? What if you do this when you're talking to people?
Bill Clinton. I don't mind that as much. But the counting, I don't like. And the outline form, I don't care for.
Just lay your thoughts out there.
Right.
Raw.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can't blame you for that.
Now, what is this? What happened here? There's a Katie Wu soundbite from BK and Ferrario. What in the world is it? I'm surprised to see this in Jackson's Fun with Audio.
That's on me. We were just a little thin on the audio, and she was just talking about the front office, like, regaining the trust of the fan base this offseason. Nothing too exciting.
That sounds serious.
Yeah, what do we got? I'll take a listen, Doug.
I hear fan skepticism in this regard. I think the front office knows they have to rebuild the trust with their fan base. They were losing it progressively over the last few seasons, but because the Cardinals were able to win, or at least make somewhat of a playoff push, all was forgiven temporarily. But let's keep in mind the Cardinals have not won a playoff series since, or a playoff game since 2020, and have not won a playoff series since 2019. I, since being on the Cardinals beat, have never covered a postseason win. So that only does so much. And I totally hear the skepticism from fans who say, we expect this front office to go out and have this monster offseason when, A, they don't really want to trade away any of their team control talent, B, their track record and free agents contracts has not been good, and C, they don't spend. So I get why fans are like, oh, yeah, this is going to be great. It's totally justified, and things have to change. And if there is a silver lining, and I believe I've said this before, if there's a silver lining to just this awful season, it's that it's become very clear to the front office and ownership that things do indeed need to change. Now, whether or not they actually go out and accomplish these things this winter will say a lot, and I think will obviously dictate just how well this trade deadline went, right? Because hindsight's always 20/20. But I can see fans and why they would not be confident the front office can, and ownership, because ownership does play a big role in the free agent spending, can pull this off.
I agree with damn near everything she said. I thought she said it very well. The only thing I would disagree with is the thing that they don't spend. I feel like that's become kind of like a narrative that isn't accurate. I think they've spent really poorly. That's what I would say they've done. But, you know, at the same time, as we talked about when the Soto thing was going on, or even now with Ohtani, you just are like, well, the Cardinals can't do that. And you go, well, why? But somehow the Cardinals get this get-out-of-jail-free card locally, whereas Matthew Tkachuk's available. It's like, well, Matthew Tkachuk, got to get Matthew Tkachuk. Now, I would imagine the asterisk next to the Tkachuk discussion is he's a St. Louis guy. And so that's what made something that financially and with the salary cap didn't really make sense, seemed like it was expected and led to disappointment. But with the Cardinals, when we were talking on 101 last year, and we were talking about Soto, it was like, the Cardinals can't do that. They're not doing that. And all of a sudden it became clear that they actually were involved in that. Right. And then the goalposts moved on that because we can't be right. And then this offseason, well, there's no way they can be going for Ohtani. I mean, Ohtani would certainly be something that would be brilliant. Yeah. But it's like they're not even discussed for Ohtani. Meanwhile, you know, you can talk about Aaron Nola all day long, but it's not like Aaron Nola and the Cardinals are a match made in heaven. That might be 4 or 5 other teams competing for him. What the name that John Denton gave us on Balloon Party yesterday, Doug, Tyler Glasnow. Now, Glasnow has plenty of injury issues and has been limited to a number of starts, but I think the Cardinals would have a couple of years of control on him, if I'm not mistaken, to look up his contract status. But he's a swing and miss guy, and he's with the Rays. So if you're going to trade from the quote-unquote surplus you have with a team that was a buyer at the deadline, albeit Tampa is certainly never particularly aggressive, but that would be the player he identified.
Well, they're going to need somebody at the front of the rotation. They're probably going to have to spend a boatload of money to get somebody to come in.
$200 million if you're talking about Snell or Nola.
Yeah. And then probably another starter also.
Right.
Glasnow is making $25 million and would be a free agent 2025.
Yeah.
In 2024.
That makes some sense. You're also going to need 2 stud relievers at least. I'm not sure exactly why they're so hung up on swing and miss guys. I mean, strikeout pitchers. That means starting pitchers are going to have to make a lot of pitches and not last very long in the game. That means you're going to use even more relief pitchers. I don't know. I like the old philosophy that they used to have of just get the guys out. Pitch to contact, try to get ground balls, work low in the zone, throw strikes. To me, that makes more sense. try to get more out of your starters and just throw the ball as hard as you can, try to get strikeouts. I don't know when it all changed, but it has.
Yeah, well, I feel like they've been a pitch-to-contact team for the past couple years, and outside of the guys on the corner of the infield, sometimes they have defensive issues, so maybe they're trying to get more guys who can get outs on their own as opposed to relying on the defense. But I could be way off.
I don't know. I think defense is probably the least of their problems. There've been some rough moments. But
This
the last
year
couple of years, they've been one of the best defensive teams in the major leagues.
But this year
why
was
wouldn't you want to take advantage of that?
This year was a drop-off, certainly, in the defensive department and in the pitching department, so it could go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Ben Frederickson, part of his column this morning, where he said, now all of a sudden they're talking about Steven Matz like he's just, he's had 4 good starts. Don't get me wrong, and that's great. But, this is what they tend to do. They look at the positive outlier, i.e. Tyler O'Neill, 2021, and then apply that to who the player is. Steven Matz has not really been this guy throughout his career, much less his Cardinal career, and that he's just now given a spot. Well, he's being given a spot out of necessity, essentially, for 2024.
Yeah.
Because if you don't give Steven Matz a spot, that means you have 4 to go to. And maybe Dakota Hudson can somehow be an answer. That's what John Denton said yesterday. If he had to pick of the ones that are currently in the organization that could be in the 2024 rotation, that would give me pause. But, he's shown flashes, I suppose, but I don't know.
Levitor doesn't look like
But
he's a guy
that's exactly where I was going, man.
Yeah.
I mean, when has he done it? When has he done it at the
he
major league
hasn't.
level?
Mm-mm.
He's had a couple of starts where you go, oh, wow. But otherwise...
Good game last night.
Well, it's a matter of opinion.
He gave up, 4 runs in 5 innings?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
No.
At least he put a good lineup out there behind him.
Probably the weakest lineup of the year. Fermin had a good game. He looked like a decent player. Good defensively, anyway. Had a
Guys,
couple hits.
Flaherty threw more pitches over 95 miles an hour yesterday than he did all year. The pitching coach is horrendous. That's from Sonia. I actually watched that game. I have no idea why. I was just working, and it was in my basement and just had it on. And so I did watch it, and he was dealing yesterday. And that's in Toronto, too, against that lineup. Now, Bichette's out, which is why DeYoung's starting, so Flaherty faced DeYoung. But, God almighty, I saw him hit 97 miles an hour, and then he had the Blue Jays just super off balance. God, I don't know how many swing and misses he had for strikeouts. I felt like every time I was watching, there was a Blue Jay with 2 strikes and just flailing.
Is it possible when Contreras was calling the pitches, he didn't realize Flaherty had a fastball?
They were using the metric, or the conversion on the radar gun, like Steve was talking about.
Oh, yeah. Metric system. Flaherty looked good. And
did you watch it as well?
No, but I looked at much like Iggy, I looked at the box score of the game. And
6
saw
innings
his numbers.
pitched, 8 Ks.
Yeah, which is, but like, that's, people will be like, well, I think people are saying it somewhat facetiously, but like the talent development and coaching for the Cardinals, like he's been there for 3 days? Less? Like, I don't think that there was a lot of coaching.
I do think a couple things. I watched his post game. He went out of his way to credit Adley Rutschman, who was behind the plate. I don't know if that was just, hey, he got a game plan together and I was with the Cardinals 48 hours ago, or if that was a backdoor thing on Contreras. I have no idea. That would be drawing a lot of conclusions. But he did go out of his way to credit Adley Rutschman and the staff of the Orioles, but it also, logic would dictate, even if you were a fan of Dusty Blake and Wilson Contreras, that if you're with a different organization 2 days ago and then you fly to another team and pitch probably a day after your arrival, then that organization would have had to have done a good job preparing you, albeit, but he did have his velocity up and he was dealing. I don't know how much that's Adley Rutschman or the Orioles. That was
right.
Blue
But
Jays were off balance.
He's not the first pitcher to go to a new team and all of a sudden pitch pretty well.
Woody Williams.
We've seen that with Cardinals. Look at Montgomery. Look at what Scherzer did with Texas the other day. A lot of guys, they go to a new team, they're all pumped up, they want to prove, you did the right thing getting me, and they go out and tear it up here in the early going.
Do uniform, too. It's always helpful.
Now, this is interesting. Larry Thornton says, when you pitch for the fans, you throw slower so they can see it, but when you pitch for the money, you throw faster. Is that true?
Our guys don't play for the money, that's for sure. They're playing for fans, so I guess that's why they don't throw harder.
Adley's the best defensive catcher in the game. It's like going from a college catcher to an all-star. That's from the Chicago Ginger.
Well, it helps. It's still the pitcher.
Right.
The pitcher's still the guy throwing it. if one of us were to throw to the Orioles catcher, it wouldn't help much.
You still got some gas left in the tank, though.
I agree with that.
None. Nope.
High and tight.
Yeah.
89 miles per hour for you, Doug.
But if you notice, there are a lot of pitchers that get traded, and then, I mean, they're really good as soon as they go to a new team. Not all of them, but it happens.
Montgomery's first start for the Cardinals last season was outstanding.
Yeah. And
Shut out of the Yanks, right? 1-0?
1-0.
John Lester pitched well when he was here. Jake Happ had some really good games, and this guys couldn't get anybody out till they got here. It's weird how it happens, but it's not unusual.
How hard do you think you could throw, Doug?
Oh, well, with my current shoulder?
Yeah, if you got to warm up a little bit.
Oh,
yeah.
55, 60.
I'm a starter at heart.
No, I was never had a big arm. Never could throw very hard.
Doug, you'll be happy to hear this. The Pac-12, you might see Arizona taking on UCF soon as the Pac-12 is liquidating its assets.
Yeah.
Oregon and Washington likely heading to the Big Ten. Arizona likely heading to the Big 12.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out for the rest of the teams. Dan Wetzel, friend of the show, says the Pac-12 has a meeting in the next hour to discuss its media deal and the signing of a grant of rights. As bleak as things looked for the league late Thursday, numerous sources express optimism that the Pac-12 can halt most or even all defections and push forward together with the Apple deal. That's Apple as in their new television deal. So many moving parts and uncertainties, but like a great summer blockbuster, this story just might not be over. So the Pac-12 is trying to keep Arizona, trying to keep Oregon, trying to keep Washington. Otherwise, it will be left with the likes of Washington State, Oregon State, Arizona State, and
Stanford
and Cal.
Utah.
Utah's been talked about as possibly moving too.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I just hate this. I just really hate this.
Conference of Champions not looking great.
Why wouldn't you want a viable Pac-12? That whole area out there, they love those teams just like we love our teams.
Right, but if there's more money to be had elsewhere.
I don't know, is that the only thing that matters? I guess the answer to that is yes, clearly.
Trust me, Doug, I would love for it not to be the case, but yeah, it is. Because if they don't make more money, then they might not keep their job, and it's all about staying in the game. Because the longer you stay in the game, the more money you can make.
It's not just enough money, but more.
Yeah.
And what does that do for the lesser sports? What does that do for the travel budgets and for the kids who are traveling literally coast to coast to play games?
Yeah, it's brutal.
It just doesn't make any sense. And you had a perfect geographical conference there with built-in rivalries and everything, and you're just going to say, hell with all of it.
Yeah, but
there's a few more million to be made.
What if you get a chance to see Rutgers host the Huskies on a Tuesday night?
You're not going to go
in January for college basketball.
Yeah.
I'm simply not going to go.
It only takes like 2 hours to get from Washington to New Jersey.
That's correct.
No, it's every bit of 4. Maybe more than that.
It's 4 hours to get to Seattle from here.
Yeah, it would take a long time, and then you'd have to fly back.
Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just really stupid.
Logistically, it makes no sense, but from a monetary standpoint, they're trying to put themselves in the best position. But yeah, I agree. Trust me, Doug, I'm totally with you. I wish that...
These schools already make millions of dollars. They already do.
Right.
Jose Fermin and Taylor Motter currently are blocking Mason Wynn, and he hit another 2-run bomb last night. Call him up, Bowtie. That's from the Billy G's Swinger. Doug, we have another new female listener.
Well, I don't know that she's female, but Wynn I saw was Player of the Month in the International.
I know, and he crushed a ball
last
night.
Power,
My God.
Can't get to 130 at-bats in the majors.
And
that's the problem.
No, they'll call him up in the middle of August
I'd say
when his clock won't be affected.
No, if he gets to 130 at-bats, he loses his rookie status. So if he wins Rookie of the Year next year and he's still a rookie, they get a draft pick. So it makes sense why you would keep him under 130 at-bats.
They get an extra draft pick if he just wins Rookie of the Year, or if they eventually lose him as a free agent?
No, I believe it's if he wins Rookie.
Just by simply winning Rookie of the Year, you get a draft pick?
I know that they want to keep his rookie status.
Yeah, I know.
That's the reason why he's not up right now.
Yeah.
What did the Cardinals get for Goldschmidt's MVP last year? 3 draft picks?
No.
I don't think you get anything for winning an award.
Yeah,
a team doesn't get rewarded for.
Yeah, I'm fuzzy on why you would get that.
I think you get a draft pick.
I know,
believe that to be the case.
But why? Every team that has a Rookie of the Year gets an extra draft pick?
You get Andrea's barbecue sauce, I think. And, Doug, you can get it at Schnucks or Deerbergs or at Andreas.com. I'm going through like a bottle a week. Boy. I like it that much.
You're an addict.
I am. I love it. But, I mean, it allows me to eat healthier because I'm just eating that deedle-deedle-dee all the time. Chicken-deedle-deedle-dee. High protein, low carbs. And then I sop it up with barbecue sauce. And, yeah, that might balance it out because that's not the healthiest
A lot of
thing.
cholesterol.
But it is delicious as the day is long, and it is Andrea's. The steak sauce as well when I'm barbecuing burgers. And, of course, Andrea's Steakhouse. Go see Max and Rebecca at Andreas.com. Andrea's Steakhouse, the barbecue sauce, the steak sauce available at Andreas.com and at Schnucks and at Deerberg. Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. It comes your way in about an hour and 7 minutes. We also have the drops of the week coming. And then Jackson and I have it coming to us at about 10 o'clock on 101 ESPN. They're not going to be happy about it.
No.
But we'll be fine. We'll get through it. And it's called Balloon Party. It's driven by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Jackson, you were looking for information. What information
Yes,
did you
I was
get?
right. If the Mariner, when Julio Rodriguez won Rookie of the Year, they got the 29th overall pick. So that's
Why
the
would
new
that-
CBA. The
Yeah.
new CBA, if you have the Rookie of the Year, you get an extra draft pick.
Well, what was the reasoning behind that?
I don't know. I know that to be the case.
It was part of the new CBA to reward teams for not playing with someone's clock. That's from the foot shoulder.
Right.
But then that's exactly what they're doing.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the problem right now.
Yeah. Instead of bringing up a guy halfway through the season when you might really need him, you say, we'll wait.
Yeah. Right.
So you're keeping guys in the minor leagues potentially longer because of this.
Yes, in some cases, yes. But then if you bring a guy up earlier than when you thought to get that rookie status, still have the rookie status, then theoretically, and it would incentivize you keeping him up.
But in the case of Wynn, you keep him down, and you make him play in the minor leagues more, and there's no guarantee that he's going to win Rookie of the Year next year. You don't know what's going to happen.
Of course not. Yeah.
And so he spends too much time in the minor leagues, and then he comes to the majors the next year and doesn't get enough votes for Rookie of the Year, so he loses all the way around.
Yeah.
The team does as well.
Yeah. I think he'll be up in September 1st. I think he'll be on the major league roster.
You would think.
I think he'll be up earlier.
Why?
I don't know. I just think they're going to bring him up middle of August.
But if he gets over 130
well,
at bats,
they just won't
then
give him
there's no
130
point.
at bats.
Then what's the point of bringing him up?
You could sit him if he gets close to 130 the last week of the season.
Just keep him in AAA and keep progressing.
Yeah, but you'd like to see what he does against Major League pitching before you
No
go
doubt,
to a whole
on
new
September
season.
1st. So that you don't have to, put him on a pitch clock. We're arguing the same thing. We're all on the same page. Go Cardinals.
yeah.
They're coming, tra-la.
130 at bats is a lot of at bats in 1 month.
Yeah, I mean, that would be playing every single day and getting 3 or 4 at bats at least every game.
Yeah. Even then, you might not get there.
Well, boys are cute, aren't they?
Well, some.
And holes are dark.
Oh, that was a lousy transition.
I disagree.
Well, I don't think position players are really the Cardinals' problem.
No.
Because as of yesterday, they were like 5th in the league in runs scored, but they were like 11th in runs allowed.
Nice.
It's all about their pitching.
We got good pitching. They've got good.
We got lousy pitching. They got good pitching.
Let's wrap up the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour at 8:41. In an hour, we'll have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Plus, we have the drops of the week coming your way, and so much more. Doug,
we have a lot more than that.
I believe so. It's all coming your way. On the
Why are
Ryan
we
Kelly.
holding it back?
It's all coming up on the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you tired of practicing on a brown and patchy playing field? Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to the perfect solution. Introducing Clubhouse Turf, your one-stop destination for sport turf. Their sport turf is engineered for champions, providing a safe and high-performance playing service for all your favorite games. Baseball, football, soccer, you name it. With Clubhouse Turf, every game becomes a legendary showdown. Don't wait any longer. Call them now at 314-834-2339 or visit them online at clubhouseturf.com. Clubhouse Turf. Evaluate your game and make your dreams come true.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm with a great sponsor of TMA, and that's Longo Biggs of the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. People are starting to head out now. It is summertime, but that means an increase in car accidents.
Hey guys, like Tim just said, summer is finally here, and that means there's more people on the roadways. And you might be going to a Cardinals game, or maybe you're headed home from taking your buddy's money on the golf course. But with increased traffic on the roads, it also means a higher likelihood for car accidents. If you get in an accident, contact our firm immediately. We've successfully handled a countless number of car, motorcycle, and truck accidents. And if you go to our website, you will see we have received awards for doing so. We will make the process easy for you while maximizing the compensation you receive. Go to our website or Google Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement. The Midwest Drag Racing Series, Night of Fire and Thunder Back to School Bash at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Bring out the whole family and check out jet cars, dragsters, ground pounding pro mods, live music, and fireworks. Tickets start at just $30 and kids 12 and under are free. Don't miss it. Race cars, fireworks, and more at WWT Raceway, Saturday, August 19th. Get your tickets and all the details at WWTRaceway.com. Brought to you by Travers Automotive and RV Group.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Check out listener rewards on the new TMA mobile app. Watch the show live on the TMA studio cams. Find it at TMASTL.com. Get the podcast on the TMA app. Download it now.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you or fake you or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro and the morning after on KPNT HD2. Now, back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Reds have Chew, Dodgers Puig, Braves have Freeman, Sox Pappy, A's have Chris, Pirates have Kutch, and the Tigers have a Prince. Rays have Price, Indians more, Clayton Kershaw,
good.
Lyrically, it's just close to perfect.
It's Ryan Kelly Morning After. Hello, friends, and welcome to our 8 o'clock hour at 8:48. Timothy, Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin, Vaughn, Action Jackson, KG, and O-Town. Ken Strode is out. Hubbard does a corporate weekend review each market. Doug, what are the markets? St. Louis, Seattle, Chicago.
Yeah, I think Phoenix.
Washington, Phoenix, Cincinnati, Minneapolis, West Palm. Am I right?
I think you nailed him, Tim.
He's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But I think we should put out a silver alert. I'm not sure he's actually doing the financials for all those places.
Whoa.
Do you think he's inhaling nicotine and tobacco?
No, I think just as an older gentleman, he's not where he should be. We need to put out the silver alert.
Silver alert. Is that what it's called? I didn't know that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm. You know, when somebody walks away from the retirement home or something, they can't find them. Yeah, it's a silver alert.
What do the cards have?
So good.
I'd just like to see these songs updated a little bit.
There's a part where he goes, and I'm trying to find it. There, hold on. There it is.
Cardinal Nation rise, and if this team stays on course, led by Matheny and Mo. In 2013.
Incredible. Oh my God. Very nice. That's my favorite. That might be my favorite piece of music ever.
It is genius, I agree with that. Watch us on YouTube. 245 cute girls are gathered.
No.
What? There's a guy named Walrus King talking with Tom Summers.
Tommy Summers.
What are they talking about?
What do the cards have? None of those players. Walrus King.
Oh.
I think we all
Singer.
want a hot team, not a winning team. That's from Walrus King. Glasnow is definitely hotter than him anyways. That's from Tommy Summers.
Yeah.
Talking about Blake Snell versus Tyler Glasnow. Doug, if you had to go out with one, which one would you pick?
Well, Snell's been great here lately.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about like going out to dinner or drinks, movie or something.
Well, Snell's kind of weird. I've seen him interviewed a few times.
Oh, is that right?
He's kind of weird.
No, he plays like video games. I'm with Blake Snell.
Hey, Doug, Kutch is still with the Pirates and the line's still accurate. You sound like an ass. Thanks. That's Big Tuft.
Who's still with the Cubs?
McCutcheon. Pirates.
Oh. Did we even bring his name up?
He was in the lyrics there.
Oh.
Kutch.
Okay.
Fun little story here. Dear Deidre, when I realized my sexual urges were getting out of control, I bought a metal chastity cage online.
Nice. Here now we're talking.
I'm hoping it will stop me straying before my partner finds out I've been cheating on her. I am 27 and I live with my partner who is 26. We've been together for 2 years. My friends have always said I can't keep it in my pants.
Oh.
And they're right. I've cheated on every girlfriend I've ever had, but this one is special. Wife material. And I don't want to screw it up. Problem is, I've already started having a wandering eye, and last month had a one-night stand on a boys' night out. Ooh, he banged a boy.
No.
Mark that.
I have a really high sex drive, and I need sex every single day to be able to function. As a joke, a mate told me about chastity cages.
Don't say a mate.
Metal implements you put around your penis, and then you lock it.
God.
Yeah, they run for about $70.
How about those self-control? That's cheap.
No, it's.
I think they're supposed to be used in S&M games, but secretly I bought one for myself. Do you think this will stop me from cheating? So this guy's wearing this cage?
Yeah, I guess. Wouldn't you
Imprisoning
notice
your
that?
love.
That's what they look like.
Doug, there's the chastity cage.
They
if you're
actually
interested.
exist.
A chastity cage, Deidre, this is Deidre. A chastity cage may make it impossible for you to have sex so long as you give someone else the key to look after, but it won't get to the root of why you cheat. Nobody, quote, needs sex. You may desire it, but there's no reason why you can't pleasure yourself instead of cheating. It's great counsel.
There you go.
It sounds likely that you have a sex addiction. My support pack, Addicted to Sex, will tell you more and where to get help. It's great. That's great counsel.
Great night.
You solved that.
Yeah, chastity cages are not the answer. I have that bumper sticker.
I think I find them interesting just from the perspective of like having someone else hold the key, and then like you kind of have to like
Have their permission.
appease them. Yeah, I think that's an interesting sexual dynamic.
You should take one to Vegas. I'll wear it. You hold the key.
Ooh.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh, Bill.
I don't like where this trip is
Yeah.
headed.
And then like if you like meet somebody, you're like, Jackson, please free my love.
You can put me on a little dog collar, just lead me down the strip.
Okay, that's enough.
I think that they have like remote control ones, so like you could be from anywhere, and your partner can unlock your love. I find that interesting.
Gosh.
Similar to like the remote control butt plugs.
Oh.
I like this.
Yeah. So yeah, the chastity cage thing is like a kink that I don't know if I'd be into.
No.
But we don't kink shame.
Right.
Wouldn't it be rather uncomfortable?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I mean your unit is trapped in a little cage.
Oh.
What about that? Sounds appealing.
And how would your pants fit?
Yeah, I wonder about it. That's what I was wondering, actually.
Well, the one I saw was in the shape of a penis, so it just kind of fits right over. There's just a few metal.
Look at the gestures he's making as he tells
a few metal
It's like a little husk.
Doug, from chastity cages to the Pac-12, Oregon feels like they are in one. They say that the Pac-12 president meeting at the top of the hour, there is now optimism about the league's grant of rights being signed. The key linchpin, Oregon. Heading into the meeting, the school is trending toward not going to the Big Ten. Oregon's expected to stay in the Pac-12, barring an 11th hour change, and that could have the power to keep the league together as Arizona has not finalized its deal with the Big 12. So this is all going down here in the next hour. That's from Pete Thamel.
Well, yeah, the Pac-12 had to act quickly. They're going to lose their whole league. There's going to be no Pac-12 if they don't do something in a hurry.
He's on his phone, Tim. He's on his phone.
Oh.
And
Yeah, I
keep
was
that
looking.
snoot away from the mic, for God's sakes. That's our Mr. 63011. You know him for his fast cart.
Yeah, well, your thing is getting old because you texted in the same thing yesterday, and I was on my phone looking for chastity belts, so.
Keep it up.
As I showed Tim.
You can really buy
that's
them.
a promo.
You can really buy them. They're actually out there.
Yes, for like $75 is the most expensive one I saw.
Guys, this is why Dear Deidre stories are made up. No one in their 20s pauses to wonder about relationship troubles. You just break up and move on. No 25-year-old pens a letter for advice. It's
This is
Arbor
true.
Day.
All very true.
Maybe across the pond they do.
They
They're more
don't. They make
introspective.
up these stories.
It's a serious charge.
We got Gary Pinkel waiting, and I want to talk some Mizzou.
No, I was looking at Brentwood High School Hall of Fame just unveiled their new wall.
Yep, somebody sent me it, Iggy, and I posted it on the fan page, and I saw the picture of you. I saw it, Doug. I've seen it now with my own eyes. Ken Iggy Strode is in the Brentwood Hall of Fame.
But it's nice looking. It's right across from the library. It's along the wall. Now, they only have 14 plaques available. And they do it every other year, and they usually put 4, 5, 6 people in. So they only got like 2 more inductions and are out of room. Good luck. Good. I'm front and center, though. Every picture they posted, I'm right there front and center.
Oh, are you really? Well, you're probably the most famous.
Well, probably. Most well-known, probably.
Heaven's sakes.
I like the pictures. The Jamaica picture, right?
I don't think so. I went into the Hall of Fame well before Jamaica.
I know, but that picture that was posted, like on the with the.
I know. I don't know where they got that. It's me with the headset on, but it don't have the sandals mic flag in there, so.
But it looks just like that picture.
It does.
Did you have to campaign to get in there?
Good question.
No. Oh, I got a phone call and said, you've been nominated. And I said, oh, who? And they wouldn't tell me.
Doug, are you in the Kirkwood Hall of Fame?
No.
Should be.
Somebody told me you have to apply. You have to. I'm not doing that.
You're on the wall at Merrimack.
I'm sure Swope will go look and see what are the criteria for getting in the Brentwood Hall of Fame. And he'll say, nominated himself, huh?
Iggy fell for it. This now proves he is on the fan page with a burner account. That's from the Angel the morning after.
I saw Iggy
What does that
posted on
prove?
his personal page. That's where I saw it. I didn't even see it on the fan
Tim said
cam.
somebody sent it to him and Tim posted on the
Somebody
fan page.
DM'd it to me, and then I posted the picture.
I saw it on the
of
Brentwood High School community page.
Yeah, I can back Iggy up on that. I saw it on his personal page. I didn't throw it a like, but that's not an indictment of you. I just don't like things on Facebook.
Yeah, I realized that when I share something from another Facebook page, I should probably write something. Normally I do. Like if it's a memory from 10 years ago, I'll say, oh, I can't believe this was 10 years ago. Then you see the post. I just shared it, and people, congratulations, congratulations. No, I'm not.
You're not looking for attention. That's not
I didn't
you.
post it saying I'm in the Hall of Fame. It was from another Facebook page.
You ever go to Brentwood on a busy night?
Congratulations.
Just shake hands a little, show yourself off, and let them meet the Hall of Famer?
No, I usually go to our all-school reunion thing we have every year, right around September. And that's every other year they put in a Hall of Fame class.
Yeah.
But we all get together, and there's like a little, in the, the courtyard's not there anymore. They tore it down. But there's a little area where they have like little booths that has your class on it, class of 85, class of 75. Then the people go, they go find their thing, and then we all hang out together, and we go to the train wreck. But then on Hall of Fame inductions, I'll go, and they got my little thing that says Iggy Strode Hall of Fame, and I meet the other Hall of Famers and take some pictures.
And this Hall of Fame, it wasn't based so much on your radio career, but on what you did in that intramural league?
I don't know. I didn't.
Because you had, 25 one night.
They didn't tell me who nominated me. They just said, you've been nominated, and they called me and said, congratulations, you're in. Can you write up a bio? I said, I don't know. What did the guy say who put me in, or the girl that put me in? What did they say my achievements were?
I do want to know about your sex life because I think you're...
sex lives are fascinating.
I
You're bordering on necrophilia.
I think you're hot. I really think you're hot. You're still hot.
Yeah, well, you're in major trouble.
No, I would bang you right now if you let me.
Yeah, well, what can I tell you?
Doug, I mean, how's that not going into the Hall of Fame right there?
I told Joan Rivers that.
Joan Rivers.
Oh, God. Icon, I'm saying I'd bang you right now.
Why would you say that?
I have no filter. I don't care.
Imagine having in your repertoire Leona Helmsley and Joan Rivers.
Wow. Wow. God, that would be...
Probably no one else in the world that could say that.
That is true.
I probably would if her daughter could have joined. Melissa. Melissa was dating a porn star at one time.
Who was she dating, Doug?
I can't remember. She was dating a porn... It might have been Dean.
Dean
Martin?
Jack of Spades?
Dean, not Jack of Spades.
Was it...
Small Hands?
Small Hands. Was it Small Hands?
No, his last name was Dean. No, Small Hands is dating
James
Joanna
Dean.
Angel.
I think you're actually right. Doug's
you are,
right.
James
Holy
Dean.
crap. Good for you.
But not the James Dean Doug was thinking of.
Yeah, he was a big star.
That man passed away in the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know how he got so big. He was in like 3 movies and he sucked. Back then, all you do is be charismatic and you were a big actor. No, I think she was dating James Dean. Yeah, it was a fun interview. We interviewed her like a week before she died.
Is that right? Really?
Yeah, me and Gautier and Brad Mulholland. We got her on, and then she went to the hospital, I think, for an operation or something. I think it was like a week before.
And it wasn't supposed to be a life and death
That's right.
operation.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, well, that's one of my fortes. I don't think I put that down in my bio.
I love when she teases like that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I don't really know what I put, Doug. I don't know why I got in. 30 years in radio, I guess.
Did you have to give a speech?
I did. It's a pretty good one.
Huh.
I'm not going to tell it again because people are going to say, I heard a story already.
All right.
I did mention Los Lonely Boys in my speech.
Why would you mention them?
I really don't want to tell it because...
But why would you mention Los Lonely Boys going into a high school Hall of Fame?
All right, I'll tell it. I really don't care what the texters say.
What could that possibly
go ahead,
have?
here comes the Los Lonely Boys story.
314-881-TMA5. It's the EDF Group, the sponsor of the text inbox. So get ready. He's about to tell the story of the Los Lonely Boys being mentioned in his Brentwood Hall of Fame speech. Thank you to Engineer Design Facilities for sponsoring the text inbox, Doug. It's the EDFgroup.com. They were the Engineer Design Facilities. Now it's the EDF Group. Yeah. And during storms, they're going to keep all of your data up. It's not going to go down. Don't worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Ken Strode, Hall of Fame speech, Los Lonely Boys reference.
Los Lonely Boys were in town that night of the induction.
Okay.
And I said, I'll be honest with you, I almost wasn't going to come because Los Lonely Boys are in town, my favorite band. I said, and they gave me 10 tickets to go to the concert. And so I asked my family, I said, guys, I'm going into the Brentwood High School Hall of Fame. If you want to go, I need to know how many seats to hold. But if you don't want to go, I have tickets for Los Lonely Boys, so if you let me know. I said, and the answer was, you see, I have one family member here tonight.
The rest went to Los Lonely Boys.
My niece is here because I only had 10 tickets, and she was S out of luck. So she's here, and the other 10 family members are at Los Lonely Boys tonight.
Oh, so the whole Strode family loves Los Lonely Boys.
Yeah, and all 15 people in the audience laughed.
Lightly attended?
Wasn't a big crowd, no.
Well,
now there are probably 40 people there.
it's a heck of a story. It wasn't a bad story at all.
I'm sure everybody's heard it 100 times.
I hadn't.
Work, bitch.
Already heard this, gave the tickets to his family. Johnny Johnson heard this before, 314. Ah, yes, Werther's remembers. Flip Wilson.
Maybe we should just start a segment. Another Iggy story for the 100th time, brought to you by whoever. And somebody else going to do a live spot?
No.
Okay.
No.
He nailed that Flaherty trade well before anybody else.
He did. He had it first.
Had it on our air.
Jake says, hi, Tim, in the YouTube chat. Very active. Fun to see the YouTube chat alive.
Hi, Jake.
I think Licks must have been drunk last night. Did you see his email that came over, the external email? At
The thing that he played at Muirfield?
Yeah. And
I
said,
had that ready to read, actually, Doug.
It's really embarrassing.
I touched down at Spirit earlier after playing Muirfield today. First, I want to thank Tim. Without listening to him on HD2 every day, I don't think I'd have the confidence to play as well as I did. So thank you, Tim. I'd also like to thank Jack and Barbara. What they've done out there.
The necklaces.
What they've done out there is really magical. I had a delicious Buckeye milkshake after my round. I'd like to thank Tim again. I was able to compress the ball decently and feel like I owe that mostly to his broadcasting prowess. Also, the rough out there ain't no joke. Suck it, wacko. That's from Mr. Licks.
Gosh, he had a big day. Big day. Met with Jack and Barbara.
No, he didn't meet with him.
Well, he said he did.
No, he said he thanked him for a magical thing. I don't think Barbara had anything to do with the course, but...
They've been married a long
into
time.
Spirit.
There's something wrong with this guy.
Have you ever actually flown into Spirit?
I don't even think he lives in St.
I
Louis.
have.
so he
Not
would've-
because of anything I accomplished. I was coattails.
Where does Goldfinger fly into?
Usually Hannibal.
Yeah, he's Hannibal.
Yeah.
He's got his 3 planes and a hangar in Hannibal.
Yeah,
but
that's the
I'm
greatest thing in
I'm
the
sure
world.
at times he's Spirit, but I've not been on the plane when he did.
You know what me and my 5-year-old were watching last night, Doug? You want to take a guess? Jackson knows.
Can I have initials?
Silence of the Lambs.
No. E.
You mentioned
Very
Hannibal.
bold.
Silence of the Lambs.
Very bold.
Well, Doug was mentioning Hannibal, so I thought maybe...
It starts with an E.
That's right. One word, E.
Egbert. E. Elephants. Second letter, please.
N.
English as a second language. It's only one word.
That's right.
A third word.
Enigma.
Third letter. Entomology.
No.
Your son's into entomology?
He's not. He's not.
Fourth letter,
He's
please.
like Legos. O.
It is entomology, isn't it? Next letter, please.
U.
Entourage.
Yes!
Entourage. Okay, that was
Final
easy.
episode
That
ever,
was easy.
season 8.
Yeah.
And Jackson, do you remember the final scene of Entourage?
Yeah. E and Sloane walk away from the plane. Sloane's wearing like a red dress.
She is.
They're like reconciled. And then E fakes her out and like runs on the plane, then comes back, and then they ride off into the sunset, which of course is not righted because then they made a movie where they completely abandoned it.
Oh, boy. So you had already crushed that final episode.
I've seen Entourage through and through like 4 or 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the one where he runs on the plane then comes back is actually in a different season finale.
Oh, okay.
The series finale, he just runs right to her.
Right. Okay. That very much, it kind of shows you late period Entourage didn't necessarily have.
It didn't
the
do it
same-
for you?
Didn't have the same sting on the ball.
Season 7 and 8, you feel like fell off, was a fall off. Let's just keep going because we're making a lot of money, but it's not necessarily. You had Adrian, Doug, is it Grenier? Barbeau, his performance in season 7, Jackson has panned it on Balloon Party.
Frankly, it's piss poor. After the golfing episode with Tom Brady and Mark Wahlberg in season 6, it goes straight down. Wow. It's like straight down.
Either way, I bring that story up because we were watching it, and my son said, that's not the way you get on a plane. And they were in an airport hangar, I assume, like Santa Monica would be my guess. And I said, well, it is if you fly private. And then he goes, what does flying private mean? And I said, son, you'll never know. But
I'm sure he will.
We finna be rich.
But you can just drive right up and get on the plane. And when I rode coattails one time, a couple times actually, with Joe Buck, I got to experience that. You just drive right up onto like the,
Oh, it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, you've done it with Goldfinger.
Uh-huh.
It's one of those things that I talk about. If you're not comfortable getting addicted to the drug, don't mess with the drug. Now, of course, this isn't a choice. This is like the purest form of cocaine, so, we can't access it, so it's not like a choice anyway. But my God, yeah, if you've experienced that. Because then at that point, going anywhere, certainly in the United States, and I suppose if you're really ball hard anywhere in the world, it just becomes like getting in a car service. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Granted, it's going to take longer, but you can sit there and read or watch something, post on the fan page, whatever, while you fly to take your pick of whatever outpost. So it is otherworldly.
That's why all these golfers, the big-time golfers, who make a lot of money, you see net jets or wheels up on their collars. These guys are flying private everywhere.
Yeah, they usually chop it up. And now some of the guys at the top tier have their own. I was listening, Adam Long was on with Jay Delsing and Dan McLaughlin. They do a podcast. And he was saying a lot of guys fly commercial. But yeah, the top tier guys, of course, and Adam would be one of the guys flying commercial, but the top tier guys either chop it up and fly private on a NetJets or Wheels Up, or they just get to the point where they just have their own plane.
Yeah.
And at that point, I mean, it's like, Tiger last year when they had that thing in Delaware, he just flies up from Jupiter and people are tracking the plane. And,
Arnold Power was the first to do it. Is
that right?
Flew himself. He had his own little, I don't know, it was a Piper twin engine. Had his pilot's license. He just flew himself to every tournament.
That's kind of a nice way to go.
Oh, my goodness.
Payne Stewart did that too, didn't he?
Well, he didn't
He
fly
was a
himself.
passenger when that happened. Licks, are you a professional fairy tale writer? If not, you should be. Does your father-in-law know what kind of idiot you really are and how much you have polluted his bloodline? That's from the Warson Woods Wacko. Doug, in the Central Corridor, they worry about bloodlines.
Yeah, sure they do.
That was
You don't want to mix too much.
That was an issue with Longshanks.
And you don't want to mix with someone that has too much St. Charles in them.
God, I had no idea about. Well, there's that, but you don't have to necessarily be St. Charles, but that certainly would be one of the jurisdictions.
Mm-hmm.
That there really is kind of like there is a St. Louis caste system.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Old money. They've had it forever.
And they do not want somebody from Francis Park tainting the bloodline.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yep.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Guys, I fly into Signature when I fly private. In fact, I just got back from Marco Island this past week. I enjoyed sushi rolls, steak sandwiches, and oral coming back. Father Brown, too, so that's really...
God, he's a priest?
That's surprising.
It's a mixed grill.
Surprising. Guys, when did the fan page turn into post your sad brag gland? That's a good question, Doug. It's from the 636. Well, a lot of people got Entourage. Tip of the cap.
Oh, did they?
Joan Rivers and Kimbo Slice, two greats that couldn't go on shortly after being interviewed by TMA or TMA members. Some Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack. Yeah, Kimbo Slice passed away within a month or two of being in studio with us.
And didn't the guy from Welcome Back Kotter die as
The
well?
day of.
Probably right when he got off the phone.
Ron Palillo?
Is that what it was?
Ron Palillo.
Palillo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that real. I think the day of.
No, it was
for
that day,
real.
that day.
Huh.
Because TMZ reached out to me. And it was pretty sad. They said, "Yeah, we saw that you had Ron Palillo on your show." Probably a listener sent it to him. I don't know. If I had a guess, I'd say a listener said, "Hey, they had him on today." And the girl's asking me, she goes, "Is the audio good?" I said, "What do you mean? Is it good?" It was on the radio. Came over fine. But I mean, was there anything juicy in there? Like, was he coughing during the interview, or did he say he's not feeling well during the interview, anything like that? I go, God, you people are sick.
They're sick, these guys.
I said, no, nothing like that.
So you didn't give him anything?
No. I said, go listen to the interview. The guy sent it to you. Obviously, you have it.
Came in good.
You knew he was on the show. Why don't you listen and see what he says? Give us a download.
Good morning. I would love to understand how Iggy was inducted into the Brentwood Hall of Fame before Gary Kornfeld. Oh, you spent decades running a very successful high school football program, despite cutting Tim. Well, that pales in comparison to a career of making tableside ditch carp and hosting Kegler's Corner. It's from Hedonism Chuck.
I don't know. Why don't you call Brentwood and ask him? I don't do the voting and I don't do the nominating, so.
Well, you were worthy.
I think Gary was supposed to go in before me, but he couldn't make it.
You said the Los Lonely Boys concert that night.
Yeah, they want you to. They obviously want you to be there unless you get passed away, but unless you go in posthumously. But I think he was supposed to go in. Maybe I think the same year I was, but he couldn't make it. Maybe football. I don't know. Granted, it was a Saturday, so he probably did have a football game. And
they play on Friday night.
I don't know.
Damn pay.
Maybe the induction was Friday night.
Is it possible he forgot about it?
Again, corny. If you're listening, you can say if you were supposed to go in the same time I was. I don't know.
Text in, Coach.
Well, if Los Lonely Boys played that same night, I'm sure he said, I'll go in next year.
I was seriously thinking about not going, to be honest with you.
Because of that concert?
Yes, I wanted to see him. They hadn't been here in a while, and I was looking forward to it. My family had fun there, though.
Thanks for doing a great job. That's in the 7. Doug, that's a nice text to receive.
I'd be upset if my family went to Los Lonely Boys instead of watching me get inducted into a Hall of Fame. I just would.
I don't. Be more enjoyable, the concert.
There had to have been probable blackmail involved with Ken's induction. Also, high school football's Friday night Grandpa Oompa. That's from the glove blogger Tom Traven.
Well, maybe the induction was Friday night. I really don't know.
Mega Million drawings tonight. You can buy a jet and take Doug to a nice steak dinner and then never call him again. That's from Fat Bob.
Fat Bob. You never call me again after I eat steak? I don't get that.
Do you get any of the text usually?
Some of them I do. That one I don't understand.
I
Lead someone to a steakhouse and then never call them again. That's a thing?
I had the weirdest DM. It was like 4 days ago, probably Monday.
What did it say?
And then I won't give the guy's name. DM said, "You must have ate a big bowl of dumbass today."
That was sent via DM?
Yeah, it said, "Love
Was that from a real name or was it like
No,
burner?
it's a real guy.
Really?
And he said, "Love the show." And then I got a DM from him last night. Said,
"What?
I apologize if I said anything mean to you. I'm a bad drunk. I'm working on that."
Oh.
Okay, no problem.
No, yeah, that's still a problem. You don't get an excuse just because you're drunk.
Hey guys, I'm cycling back on. Have we discussed Iggy's uber creepy comment on Learn's Facebook post begging for a cup she showed? We're talking blood chilling? That's from Susie Cream Cheese. Doug, what is this?
I don't know. What'd you say, Iggy?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Susie Cream Cheese, call in. We will move you to the front of the line, 636-9004, TMA.
I've never done anything blood-curdling to Learn, so... Again, everything I do is creepy, so...
Good morning, fellas. I have played Muirfield in a scramble for a charity about 10 years ago. The rough in Ohio, like the bushes from the 70s. That's from Buckeye Girl. Wow.
She plays golf, too.
Iggy, we need to connect you two.
Not a fan of Cure, though.
So that's not going to work? It's not going to work out? Jackson, maybe you should be going for Buckeye Girl.
I feel like she's
Is she the one who did the gangbang?
No. Buckeye Girl, you were like, it was just one of those days where you were like, I'll Venmo a girl to call in.
Oh, did I Venmo her?
I think didn't she call in on a road trip?
Yeah, with her beau.
That's
And
right.
so yeah, I think she's in a committed relationship. I could be wrong, but I know that
Cuck
she's...
him.
You want me to cuck him?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I mean, I've talked about like being a bull for hire.
Oh, have you?
But I don't know like how realistic
You announced that on Balloon Party.
I will. Yeah.
That's like your side hustle?
Well, I mean, it starts as a side hustle, but if the getting's good, then
You'd quit this job and go full time.
Full-time bull, Doug.
Well, I doubt a lot of bull work would happen between the hours of 7A and 10A, or by extension 11A.
You don't
so
have to say A.
so I can keep doing Balloon Party.
Those are optimal housewife cheating hours.
You think?
Yeah.
I think like right after, like
husbands at work?
11:15 is like when I
Like after the yoga class and after you got to gossip at the Starbucks.
right. Like I think that's my time.
Yeah.
I feel like there'll be Randy around the early afternoon, so that's when I get
Doug, this
the
guy's a
work in.
bull for hire in
That's when
front
I
of
get the work in. But like, if it becomes such a good industry, I might need my beauty sleep more. You know, rest is key, and so I could be out. But the Buckeye Girl thing, like, I don't want to cuck anybody that's not like in the position to receive a cucking.
If you were to go full time into this bull work,
bull for hire,
how many appointments could you take during a day?
It's a good question. Yeah, if you really were to get this thing firing on all cylinders.
Right. Well, you'd have to chop it up by region. So like I would go through like the
Would you
central corridor.
not sleep with women who have a 636?
I mean, rates would be adjusted. I would say that.
But if you're a businessman, anybody's money's good, right?
No doubt, but there's also this thing called opportunity cost. Like
Yeah, there is
I
that.
could be out there with you in Festus or the Twins.
I don't live in Festus.
Not you. I mean you, the royal you.
You would charge double if you're going to Festus.
Right, exactly. I could do that, or I could be with someone in, let's say, Clayton.
Well, you'd have to just schedule it like any
Right, and they would have to be like a mail route. Like I would have to strategically pick out days. And I think there is a little industry for that.
So how many appointments a day could you take if the places
Upwards
were
of
close?
6 or 7.
Really?
6 or 7. This guy is going to sleep with 6 or 7 women a day as a bull for hire?
For like 5 days a week?
I mean, you are really going to be
Yeah, I mean, it'll stop becoming joyful and just be a grind.
Wouldn't that happen after about 2?
Yeah.
Festus, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
well, not just Festus.
6 or 7
anywhere.
on like a heavy day. More likely 3.
Jackson doesn't need a woman affiliated in any way with this show. Homeboy's hot now, and he can up them standards. That's from Juan from PP Corp. Cuck him! Jackson, pull out that narrow pencil and sign your name. That's from Mr. Siders.
Who's saying anything about narrow?
Didn't Jeepers Creepers learn a teddy bear with a nanny cam in the eyeball? That's from Bobby Big Wheels.
False.
KG in O-Town rushing to Iggy's defense.
It was a panda bear.
Oh. So you're not necessarily...
But there was a camera in the eyeball?
I cannot confirm that.
All right.
I didn't have any answer to these things.
Crestfallen.
It's just so stupid.
That one got him.
I think Learn might have said that. Better check and see if there's a camera in this eye.
You wouldn't do that.
Jackson needs to start his own version of Plug Talk and start having the sex with the dead-eyed housewives in the region and title it Bull Talk. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven. Are you interested in hosting that?
Well, the thing about Plug Talk is they do an interview beforehand and then bang. And I don't think that there would be much of a market for like horny pre-coitus housewife
who are cheating on their husband.
Right.
They're probably not going to want to be on camera for that.
And on the podcast, yeah. So I feel like that element would have to go to the wayside, but just the straight dalliance, I think, of it would be great.
What would you charge per get-together?
Depends what you want, man.
What if they want anal?
Man. I'd say man on that.
Let me break this down for you real quick.
Well, you do a segment called Half and Half, so...
He does. It's sponsored now by Angry Beaver. Speaking of which, Beer Cats just sent me a text directly to my phone, and it's a screenshot of Iggy I guess a post on Learn's Facebook page.
Yeah, what does it say?
It's a picture of the Riz show, and Iggy said to Learn, "Can I beg for one?" I don't know what that means.
Is it
though.
that...
oh, no.
I deleted that because it's... I think
Beer Cats has a screenshot.
I think a listener sent it to him. That's why I deleted it. I thought they were making them, like TMA swag and, swag. I thought it was a Tumblr that had all the Riz Show pictures on there. And I was kidding, said, "Can I beg for one?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized it came from a listener who just made it for him. Then I just deleted the post because it really made no sense. So, yeah. I mean, you don't even know what goes on here.
No, here we go. All right, let him have it.
I'm sure she saw it. She knew I was kidding. "Can I beg for one of those?" Meaning I would like to have one. But people just nitpick everything, man.
Yeah. They do that, for sure.
KG just made fun of Festus. "Hey, dumbass, you went to Seckman." That's from the 314. And Doug, here is the part of the show where we show that we are a global city by making fun of where we went to high school.
Right.
There's really not much difference between Arnold and Festus.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's both Hoosiers.
Some people like things, and some people don't like other things.
Go Jaguars.
Festus is actually a nice little town. The name sounds Hoosier.
I dated a girl from
I think
Festus.
if it was,
I know what a Hoosier is.
If we called it South Springfield, you'd think, oh, yeah, it's a decent town. South Chesterfield, oh, it must be nice.
This
but
girl
because
came
it's
over to my house in the middle of July with a leather coat on.
Acid wash jeans.
And acid wash jeans and boots up to her knees.
This was when now?
July. I was outside painting. I was painting my parents' house in shorts and no shirt, sweating my ass off, and she came and I don't think it was leather. I think it was pleather.
What was she doing there?
I was dating her.
Oh. Well, you shouldn't complain then if you're dating the girl.
Complaining. I'm just saying she's a Hoosier.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with that. I like a good Hoosier girl every once in a while.
Do you?
Amen.
All right. But Jackson, if you were to charge like $100,
well, that's low.
$100 for an hour.
But okay. I wouldn't charge by the time. I would charge by what they wanted.
How much would you charge for a half and half?
See, you're gonna have to speak. You're gonna have to dumb it down for me. But under FCC rules,
I think it'd be easier to charge by the hour.
No, because then like I could be there for like an extra 30 minutes when I can work.
Well, that's
quickly.
overtime then. You charge them more.
Yeah, no doubt. I guess I would charge by the hour and by what they want. It would correlate.
Remember when Junior Soprano kind of went senile and was walking around the streets looking for his brother?
Uh-huh.
And he sat down on that bus stop, and that old lady, she said, "I'll give you a half and half for $50."
So
that's what you would charge, $50.
But I don't know what a half and half is. I know it's what Little Piddles brings to the table every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
That is true.
Presented by the Angry Beaver.
Great to have him on board.
All right. I'm just trying to figure out if this side hustle is going to be worth your effort.
I think it will be. I think it really will be. I mean, I just don't know if the market's there yet.
Well, if you could charge $100 an hour, say, and you've got 3 appointments a day.
Yeah.
That's 300 times 5. You'd make $1,500 a week times 52. That's $78,000 a year. Would that be enough?
Yeah. But I'll also need, like, if your appointment's at like 12:30, I need lunch.
Oh, so you want to be fed.
If these are
maybe breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You get fed every time you go.
This would be great.
How much for that Dirt Star, boy? That's from Sam. Is it Sam Devers poker bottle? Flawlux, buddy.
It wouldn't even be like a single monetary value. I would need like an annuity plan or something. Like I would need like money in the future.
Whoa.
You need a Roth IRA or something like that?
Well, yeah, like I need a Bobby Bonilla kind of deal if you're going to enter me.
You can up it. You can be like the woman prostitute. They go 7-8 times a day, just fake orgasms.
All right.
Kind of tough with the man though.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we were
nice.
Why?
You got a condom on.
We'll talk about it more on Balloon Party. Hey, if you're looking for a home, Jeff Lotman is your guy. He's going to be in studio next week, isn't he, Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Next Thursday?
Yeah, 9 a.m. Sorry.
He's a gambler, Doug.
Is he really?
Yeah. And he's going to give us his perspective. I'm sure he loves the Missouri over. All sharps do. 22 years and over $500 million in sales in St. Louis real estate experience. He joined Compass to start and build Compass St. Louis into the #1 luxury brand in St. Louis, as Compass is the largest luxury broker in the world. Never turn down a referral, no matter the price. Luxury is much more about the experience than the price. They treat all their clients the same way and can connect buyers and sellers in other cities across the globe. Visit JeffLottman.com. That's JeffLottmann.com. That's JeffLottmann.com. Wow. Yeah, Jeff Lottman.
Yeah. Oh, so he's going to be in.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Good dude. I've known Jeff for a long time.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Friend of the feather. We will have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up. Plus, we have the Drops of the Week coming up. And then Jackson in 35 minutes. It's time for the Little Piddles Angry Beaver Friday 6-shooter. And Jackson's going to wear a little cowboy hat on YouTube to the delight of the 101 ESPN viewers on YouTube.
I am, yeah.
Like the guy in Toy Story?
Yes, like the child, Andy.
And you're also going to announce you're a bull for hire.
Yes, and I think it'll be better to wear the cowboy hat during that because I can be dressed up in props and stuff. Like all requests in there.
Got toy cap guns? The holster?
No. It's the anti-violence Little Pill 6-shooter.
Oh. Okay.
Can't even pretend to be a cowboy anymore, can you?
Well, others can. I don't want to. And I'm a cowboy. What am I talking about? Just go to break.
Just got to stop sometime.
Just
saying, what am I saying?
I'm just jabbering. Like I'm good.
So that's all coming up here over the next 90 minutes. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Are you tired of dealing with muddy paws and worn out grass in your backyard? Say goodbye to muddy paw prints and hello to a clean, low-maintenance yard for your pets to roam freely. Introducing Clubhouse Turf, your one-stop destination for lawn and pet turf with your furry friends in mind. Don't wait any longer. Transform your backyard with Clubhouse Turf today. Call us now at 314-834-2339 or visit us online at clubhouseturf.com. Clubhouse Turf. Elevate your game, delight your pets, and make your backyard dreams come true.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalitas. TMA listeners know that Rosalia's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalitas is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalitas has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalitas cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalitas.
Engineer Design Facilities is moving forward as the EDF Group, the most experienced data center and critical facilities service provider in the St. Louis market. Check out the newly revamped website, theedfgroup.com, and take a look at each of the 3 divisions they have to offer. EDF Group is your one throat to choke for all your critical facilities, data center, commercial fire alarm, and electrical and IT infrastructure needs. To contact the EDF Group, email fire@theedfgroup.com. Experience the EDF Group difference and learn more at the edfgroup.com. I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially, whether it be saving up for their child's education or planning for their own retirement and everything in between.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning, or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors and insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
Want to play golf with Tim McKernan? Go to the TMA app for a chance to win a round of golf for you and a guest at Norwood Hills Country Club to play with Tim McKernan Monday, September 11th, the day after the Ascension Charity Classic Tournament. And if you win, you'll get Ascension Charity Classic swag with lunch and drinks included on the course. Don't miss your chance to play golf with Tim McKernan. Find out more on the TMA app or at TMASTL.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN. Or get the podcast on the TMA app. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Come back.
Now, back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Andrew Jackson, this dude's on the 20. Zachary Taylor, not the kid on Home Improvement. James Buchanan, Pony Express. Abraham Lincoln, freed the slaves. James Garfield, not the cat. Grover Cleveland, Old Brown fan. Benjamin Harrison.
Jefferson, Pawn Stars Lake, they're related to him. Grover Cleveland, once again. William McKinley, Alaska Mountain. Theodore Roosevelt, one of the greatest of all time. William Howard Taft, stuck in the bathtub. Woodrow Wilson, World War I, started under him. Warren J. Harding, I don't know. There's not much more I can say.
It's Ryan Kelly morning after. Plowhawk vacationing in Colorado. He's back on Munsbit?
Yeah, Munsbat.
I'm off next Thursday and Friday. TMA audience will be okay. 101 audience,
We'll get through it.
not okay.
They don't like it when you're gone there, the audience?
It's such a double-edged sword. I don't know how to describe it. Like you can say a lot of things about me. Like a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Arrogant, self-centered, short, bald, lopsided, narcissistic, unpleasant, abrasive. I'm trying to think of some others. You can text him in, 314-881-TMA5. But I'd like to think one thing that everybody would, yeah, he kind of works his ass off. Not necessarily because I work my ass off, just because I'm consumed with trying to really move, actually. That's the reason.
Move?
Yeah.
Move out of your current house into a bigger house?
No. To a warm climate.
Oh, I see.
And also, I recognize I work in an industry that inevitably, at some point, there'll be a bullet in my head, metaphorically or literally. And so that is what causes it. Somehow, on that program, my work ethic is called into question, which is truly a phenomenon. And yet, I think I've missed 6 TMAs all year. I think that's the number.
Gosh, that's a lot. Do you ever do anything?
But because of events or because of whatever the case might be, I've missed a lot of balloon parties, I guess. I don't think I've even missed that many. I think here's the core issue, I think it's because most of the time they just have the opening drive do the show after us, and I feel badly about that. That's why I'm pro Jackson getting more reps in, and then bringing the producers party in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Because then that means it's like Randy Carey and Brooke and Matt Rocchio have to do that extra hour.
Right.
And if like somebody said, hey, you got to do another hour, I'd be like, why is that?
Right.
So I do understand, not that they really are like unhappy about it, but that's kind of the deal. You have this kind of weird little 1 hour show. So anyway, that'll be what's going on next Thursday and Friday. Jackson, you got any vacation coming? I feel like you have something. No, you're going to Las Vegas.
Going to Vegas in a couple weeks.
That's work, Doug. That's work, though.
Yeah, that's a business trip. And
No playing around there.
Outside of that, probably make a trip up to Columbia sometimes in the fall, but no, nothing
Fight
really.
Tiger.
Yeah, I'll be
October
doing all of
21st,
that.
homecoming. Beamer Ball comes to town.
I'll be there for that.
You will be for that?
I always go to homecoming.
You got a date?
Hey, Tim,
homecoming?
do you think Iggy will call in sick next Thursday and Friday because you're out? That's from Harrison's brother, Master.
Did you say I have a date to homecoming?
Isn't it like a prom?
We've done this
Nice.
before. It's
It's
not
a
a
bit.
it's not a dance. It's not a dance.
In high school, it is.
In high school, it surely is, but in college, with 28,000 students,
I went to Merrimack, so I don't even know we had homecomings at Merrimack.
I don't think so, no.
I barely went to class.
Why?
I just took my student loan for books and went to spring break.
Your parents ever ask about your performance at Merrimack and if
No.
you're heading toward a degree or anything?
They knew I really didn't want to go to college.
What'd you want to do?
Nothing.
You have to be inspired by that.
And that's basically what I'm doing for 30
That's
years.
that's what every parent wants for his kid is to have zero ambition.
Look, I've never had a really great work ethic.
I waited tables. I went to Bermuda, waited tables, came home, and just fell back ass backwards, whatever it is.
Nice. That's right.
swish.
There wasn't anything at all that appealed to you when you were in college age, 19, 20?
College, no. High school, I wanted to be a DJ.
Well, there you go.
KSHE. So it kind of went that way.
You're like DJ adjacent. You've been a
Eventually.
DJ before.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's true. It's
You
very
could have
That's what
gone
I
to the
wanted to do.
broadcast center.
Even in my senior yearbook, people wrote, "Good luck with your job at KSHE. Hopefully you get it."
I didn't hear about this Vegas trip, so it's a work trip for the new sponsor, Circa. I assume they chose Jackson and Iggy to go. Thanks. That's from Beer Cats.
Well, you know you heard it, and that's why you asked the question to be a dumbass, so
Gosh.
I'm not going to answer it. I don't want to go, so thank God I don't have to go.
Truly remarkable. Tim's in the middle of a story when Iggy walks in late as usual and then managed to turn the story into a story about himself. That's from the foot shoulder. Doug, I've said foot soldier, but it's actually foot shoulder.
How did I turn it into me? I don't think I stopped Tim's conversation and started talking about myself.
Well, the 314 agrees with the foot shoulder. Truly stunning how quickly Iggy can steer every conversation somehow towards talking about himself. That's from the 314.
Well, if we're talking about something that pertains to me, I'd tell a story about it.
Sure you do. You know?
Wait a minute, tell a story about somebody else?
No, you can't do that.
Oh, you're talking about that? I remember my friend John one time went there.
Johnny Johnson.
Let me tell this story about Johnny Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
How did Iggy manage to make Jackson saying he was going to make a trip to Colombia in the fall about him? I guess he's trying to absorb as much attention as possible before he retreats to his hovel for the weekend. That's from Stan the Caddy.
Well, let me explain it to you. He's talking about homecoming. I asked if do you go to the prom?
There isn't a prom.
And then I said, well, I don't even think we had proms at Merrimack, is where I went to college. He went to Mizzou.
It would be odd to have a
So
prom.
it was basically a question turned into a comment. Yeah, that's what I like to do to you.
Oh, you're going to eat Stan out?
Well, maybe not.
Oh my God, that's good stuff right there.
I bet he's got a smoky hole, Doug. That Stan, you can tell he smoked a lot. And just not happy with the line the Plowhawk took on 12 and Iggy's club twirl on 18.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm not happy with the advice he gave you and me on 11. I would have kept driver in the bag every day of the week.
I shouldn't have hit driver there. I always hit driver on 11 there, and it's just like 1 out of 8 times I might drive that green. Otherwise, you'd bring a big number into play, Doug.
I stopped listening to him because he's telling me he's showing me how to read a putt. And look, you're talking to somebody that's very good at it. I think it's about 2 balls going left. I said, really? I think it's going the other way. No. I caddy here every day for 20 years. All right. I played 2 balls out right, and it moved right. I looked at him. He goes, you pushed it. I said, my ass, I pushed it.
Yeah.
Now he texts into the show.
Now he's texting us.
Still not over it.
No.
We had a group of guys complaining about the round at Belle Reve.
Yeah, we played,
that's what this show is.
No, we played for free. We had to tip him, though.
How long does it take you to get over a missed putt?
No, I just looked at him. I said, well, then he said, you pushed it. I said, I did not push it. You read it wrong.
Well, you may have pushed it.
Then he,
I realized it.
Then he stopped reading putts the rest of the day.
Salt and Pepper, 1980. I'm going to say 87 because it gets me 86 and 88. But I'm worried because I think 85 is live. I don't think 89 is live. Doug, Salt and Pepper, Push It. And I always thought Spinderella was beautiful. That's what I got.
Oh, did you? Okay.
86.
Okay.
Stan the Caddy.
Hey, pulling Seinfeld stuff up now.
That was well done, and no one appreciated it.
Well,
I like
Iggy
it.
seemed like he was critical of it.
No, I said that Seinfeld stuff.
Stan the Caddy, yeah, that's Kramer's Caddy.
Stop calling Merrimack a college. It's a high school with ashtrays. That's Peggy's husband.
No, you get full credit there. I transferred 60 hours from Merrimack to Mizzou.
Really? You got?
So you became a Sigma Nu like your junior year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I went 2 years at Merrimack.
Was it weird to have sophomores hazing you?
It lasted about 2 weeks, and it was fun and games.
Oh,
just
really?
Joking around.
Boy, we dug in for 6 months at Sigma Chi.
Oh, no, I didn't have anything like that. I think they did for the freshmen, but I was one of 5 or 6 juniors, and there was nothing to it.
5 months. We
No,
became
nothing.
Moans in September and were initiated in February, I think, Doug. Is it February? I think
Damn. Started in the fall and went till February.
Oh, God.
That's crazy.
Make you pick up like ping pong balls with your butt cheeks and put it in
No,
a
it was
glass.
never any of that. It was never any of that stuff.
Based on what my son Greg told me, it's worse now than it was in the
Really?
70s when I was there, yeah.
They get away with
Wow, I'm surprised by that.
I was too. I mean, they had to do all kinds of stuff that we never did in the 70s.
Well, Beta's also lived in, right? You like live in the house.
Yeah, we
that's
did
all.
too.
That's
So
all.
did
But that,
Sigma
You got to hide out at the female dorms.
they're the only ones.
And then you get spotted by an active and, oh, forget about it.
But they're the only ones when I was there who did that. No one else did that.
My college baseball team got in some trouble for making the freshmen do a naked tarp run
Yeah.
down at Kappahaw Park at SEMO.
What kind of trouble?
I left after that year, but they had to do some hazing training. I don't really know what happened to the old. They were the Indians, now the Red Hawks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Drop out of that.
Yeah.
Guardians.
I didn't reach in time.
Red Hawk Report.
Ron Hines.
I used to love the Red Hawk.
It was good.
We actually carried that.
Was it down on the Cape?
Yeah.
We actually
The
carried
Red
their
Hawk lady
broadcast.
volleyball players went to Murray State and won 2 out of 3 and then returned to the Cape. And we ran that report like every day.
We had to.
I'm sure it was
We
sponsored.
carried their
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah.
That was a big pickup for us.
Everybody wanted to know how the Capahaws were doing in volleyball.
Yeah. No, it was big. Ron Hines sounded like he was doing it out of his garage or something.
He really did. It was so good.
Wish we still had it.
Play
Maybe
that.
we could resurrect it. Can someone do the Red
I'll
Hawk?
start it back up.
Okay.
Well, if it was played on our show, the promos were played on our show, and NCICL owns that.
Didn't take over ownership of the content until 2010, maybe late 2009. But I feel like the Red Hawk Report was a separate deal done
Yeah,
by
that
those.
I always liked the Big Z.
Oh, yeah, Joe Zidlow.
Was that the name?
The Big Z. Talk very quick.
Yeah.
Talk very fast.
Hey, the Big Z! He's a good guy. I still
Yeah, he
talk
is.
to him every once in a while.
He was not the big old fan.
No, it was somebody else. Well, I'm just a fan. I'm just a big old guy like you.
Yeah, the attempt to create relatability. That's something that Jackson and I have flown in the face of from 10 to 11.
There's no point.
Well, one's from Ladue and one owns the station. It's hard to relate with that.
You boys want drops of the week?
Jackson's had enough of our conversation.
No, I'm looking at the clock.
Turned into Prod Joe.
God.
Wrap it
I
up.
don't.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, I don't want to.
No, Joe, you
Come
go
on,
ahead.
baby.
Oh, and you just sent me the 6-shooter.
Well, yeah, I have to filter. I can't work on the 6-shooter and filter emails at the same time.
This guy's got too much responsibility on his hands, Doug.
Not too much. The drops of the week.
Okay.
Morning after. Drops of the week.
Yeah, you gotta drop it like a hot dog.
It's a wonderful drop.
Indeed it is.
Flip that off.
I'm not the manager here.
Doug's soft and heavy hog.
Isn't that UPS's slogan?
What is?
Anal?
I'm not sure anal's a kink.
I'm like the only girl who only likes boys and stuff.
No, I find Vegas boring.
Maryland Heights is where it's at.
Pansexual sausage daddy.
Wherever I go to a family's house, I bring my laundry.
It's like going to the dentist office, but then, there's sex.
I inhaled and I could tell I was smelling a gentleman's bowels.
You got check pants on, you got a striped shirt on.
Oh, that's a bad look.
Your hat's a trucker hat. Dress.
You hot boys want any monogram Tervis tumblers, Stanley cups, or cheese boards? That's from the self-made stay-at-home Ladue mom.
Who's Tila Tequila?
What is Tube Galore?
His handicap could have gone up. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Is that for me?
And I think bad guy really, to an extent, maybe not bad guy, but negative connotation in his appearance in Zoolander, right, Larry?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I jerked off watching a movie last night and got up at 3 and whacked it again. Yeah. Doug, how you doing?
I had my first lesbian experience there.
I have nipples. Can you milk me, Greg?
Michaelis only had like 8 pitches when he got thrown out of the game, so he's ready to go.
Well,
That was Drops of the Week.
Didn't mean to set him back there.
Doug, you got to feel good about it.
I always think that wasn't us, was it?
Great
We'll
job.
put that up
Sound
against
like-
anybody else.
Yeah. That was all in 1 week. We said all that nonsense.
Yeah. More specifically, like 4 days.
No.
Or was it last
Gosh.
Friday?
And we used to be such a cerebral show. In
That's
there.
right. What would happen?
The market changed.
I guess, yeah. It wasn't us. No. Well, we're just doing our best.
You know who's doing their best
Lucky
at
to be
executing it?
employed. No.
Maggie O'Brien's and Eddie McVeigh.
Oh, yeah.
Telling you, boy, I like that Eddie McVeigh. I like that Eddie.
Yeah, sure. Who doesn't? If you've met Eddie,
Yeah,
you love
how
Eddie.
can you not like Eddie McVeigh? He's got the location in downtown St. Louis on Market Street. You go to a Doggies game, well, it's right across the street, so that's nice. You can tailgate there. Go into a Cardinal game, park there, and then the shuttle will take you there. And then you can go to the Sunset Hills location as well. It's Maggie O'Brien's in Sunset Hills in downtown St. Louis. And you know what you're going to get there? And that's great food, great service, and a great time. And it's a family-owned local establishment that's been doing it for 4 decades. And if you are having an event, have Maggie O'Brien's cater it. You'll be very happy because I can tell you, I've done that for my family, and everybody was incredibly overjoyed at the delicious treats from the wonderful Maggie O'Brien's. It's Maggie O'Brien's, Union Station's next to them in downtown St. Louis and the Sunset Hills location. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day.
Okay. All right.
When I was a kid, I just knew I was different. we'd be watching Family Affair and all my buddies would talk about how hot Sissy was. But me, I was wondering when Sebastian Cabot had inside of his trousers.
Oh, Family Affair. Yeah.
When the show was canceled, I completely forgot about it. Fast forward, January 26, 1979, my first boy-girl party. All the guys were all talking about how cute Bo and Duke were. And the guys were in uproar over Daisy Duke. None of them, and I mean none of them, did a thing for me. So I thought to myself, I guess I'm not into guys either. So imagine my surprise when I had a massive Woody when Sorrel Book came on screen.
Sorrel Book? Who the hell is that?
Turned out I only like the big fellas.
Oh.
But I controlled my urges to masturbate right then and there in front of the other kids. Fast forward 10 years later, senior prom. Being shot down all night, I was pretty dejected until my buddy Johnny's dad, Ralph, asked me to dance in the hallway. His Salt and Pepper played over the hallway speakers. He pushed it in my butt.
Oh.
He pushed it good. He pushed it real good. Doug, it's Ben, and then the last name is Gagan.
Oh, Ben Gagon. I think it's French.
So Ralph Top, Ben?
I don't know who that is.
Someone said Sorrel Book was Boss Hog.
Oh, is that who it is?
Oh, yeah, he was a big dude.
Both Manupal Eligible and the Through and Four said that they're literally the exact same text. Sorrel Brook was Boss Hog.
He was short and stout. Right?
Yeah, it'd have been funnier if you just said Boss Hog.
Good morning. Trent gave me a gift last eve. Most married guys get jewelry from their secret male lovers. I was hoping for a necklace of pearls, something I could wear proudly, but Trent went all out. The end of our lovemaking session, Trent gave me the most beautiful log necklace a guy could ask for. It was heavy, aromatic, and pleasing. I looked at myself in the mirror with it on. Do you like it? He asked. I love it, boo, I said. Then we hugged passionately, smearing the artwork between us. I really like this Preto guy we picked up from Baltimore. It allows us to package Edmund or Donovan in the offseason with a pitching prospect for a good starter. It's Danny Tanner.
Okay. Danny Tanner.
Aside from the dead air while you silently researched, today's discussion about the heights of random celebrities was absolutely fascinating. But I thought you bailed from that segment a bit prematurely. I found myself wondering, how tall is so-and-so? Curiosity got the best of me, and I researched the heights of some people that you didn't have time to cover. For example, Abraham Lincoln, 6'4". Not to be outdone by some fancy schmancy president from the 1800s, Robert Horry is 6'10". Muggsy Bogues, 5'3". Becky, Queen of Carpet, 5'6", which raises the question, why didn't she play in the NBA? Furthermore, would the NBA work in St. Louis? Despite my memory of him being a scrappy little fellow, Bo Hart checks in at a very respectable 5'11". Brooke Dubman's shockingly only 5'8". I couldn't find an exact measurement, but I estimated Scott Spezio's soul patch to be 3 inches tall, while the Speez proper is listed at 6'2". Denise Reyes is 6'3". Oh, hello, sailor. Boy, would I like to find out why they call him the Big Sweat. John Maris, 7'1", if you add 10 inches to account for the extra length hidden in his pant. I hope you found this info to be helpful, and no, Buck Swope is not a twink. It's in the JV Golf Coach.
Okay. JV Golf Coach.
And finally, I'm not going to be much good to you today, not after seeing that Redbirds loss. Sat in between Stephen Wildwood and Biff. Stephen Wildwood is upset because DeWallet is raising his rent. I told them anytime my landlord tries to raise my rent, I send an email explaining how many years I've been paying the same rent. It might seem like you're just reinforcing their case that a rent hike is long overdue, but it makes sense if you don't think about it. Biff's recruiting me to come out to Vegas to interview porn stars at the AVNs next year. I guess I can use my St. Louis Sun email address to apply for the credential. In the meantime, I need to study Captain Jack's game film so I can ask porn stars at what age they lost their virginity without coming off as a total creep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Are we still talking about favorite Hal Holbrook movies?
Yeah.
I like that Magnum Force, the neo-noir vigilante action thriller that was second in Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry series. Suzanne Summers showed her breasts at a pool party. Anyway, that reminds me of one of my favorite comedy films. I don't remember the name of the movie. Love Something or Other. Albert Brooks was in it, and he just yammers on and makes a fool of himself. It's from Buck Swope.
Mm-hmm. Buck Swope with a nice little email.
You guys ever get Albert Brooks and Robert Wool confused?
A little bit.
Like in Bull Durham when Robert Wool's in it?
I don't think
You ever seen Hollywood Nights? Robert Wool.
Wow.
Is that Arliss?
Roald Dahl.
It was
Yeah,
Arliss.
Arliss. Bring it back.
Is he still around? I haven't seen him in
Bob
years.
Wool.
Yeah.
Let's find out. I bet he is.
Yeah, he's still around.
I didn't mean to
I haven't seen
railroad the
Oh,
show
just
right there.
Deep throat of that protein shake.
Yeah, 71 bills.
Yeah, he did and Hollywood Nights is funny. I think Tony Danza's in that. Michelle Pfeiffer, a young Michelle Pfeiffer's in it.
Fran Drescher.
He's got the lead, yeah, Fran Drescher. We talked about that when I interviewed her. We talked about Hollywood Nights.
Fran Drescher is my union president.
Really?
Mm-hmm. SAG.
SAG.
Mm-hmm. He's the president.
She was a fun little interview.
Those Hollywood Nights.
There was an episode where these girls would change out of their clothes into their like weekend clothes because their parents wouldn't let them wear like poodle dresses and out of the house. They would change. They'd always go to this one spot. So Robert Wall and some of his friends climbed up a tree and waited for him, and they were changing. The girls found him and they started screaming. And there happened to be a cop right by, and a cop comes over. What are you guys doing up there? He looks up and says, "You squirrels better have some nuts in your mouth because that ass is way out of line."
Oh.
I just thought it was the funniest line I've heard.
Wonderful. We have to vote on this email, don't we?
Again.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for Ben Gagon, the first one. The leadoff.
I just like the word betwixt us, so I'm going to go with Danny Tanner.
Ben, I thought it was Ben, and then the last name was Gagan.
I think it's French.
Like Walton Goggins?
Yeah, the Boss Hog reference is the winner, and plus he was topped by Ralph, so that is a nice win. Congratulations, Ben. You have won the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day.
Is that 2 for Kevin Miller?
No, that's 1.
Well, this is huge because at 10 o'clock, the Lil Piddles Angry Beaver Friday 6-shooter is coming your way. Plus, Jackson's going to announce to the audience he's a bull for hire, and he's going to do this all while wearing a cute little cowboy hat on YouTube.
$100
All hell's
an
gonna
hour,
break
you
loose.
said?
Well, I'm not going to release the price
$200
on
an hour.
You release the price on the air, it becomes all too real.
Oh, yeah. And you can negotiate the price up and down
Right.
depending
Why
on
would
what
you?
side of town you're
supply and
going
demand.
You
Is that
never
Guns and Butter?
You don't negotiate. It's like market price at the restaurant. Like, you don't
Right.
negotiate against yourself.
Yeah.
What is the market price for a bull?
A bull of my caliber.
Yeah.
You have to inquire to find out. Serious inquiries only.
I see.
We had a prostitute on one time. We asked her.
Clip that off.
We asked her what she charged, and she said, "I can't do that. If I tell you that, then you're soliciting prostitution on the air, and that's against the law."
I could see how it would
Yeah,
be.
so
yeah.
she saved us a lot of trouble.
Yeah, a possible jail sentence. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be caught up in a John controversy.
I'm gonna be at like the bar this weekend. And someone's gonna come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I heard you on 101 that you're a bull for hire." Do you have
Which
an email?
cocktail lounge you hanging out at, bro? Napoli? Nap City?
Never.
Wow, you nevered it.
I don't go there. Like, it's a far drive for me, and
It's an older crowd anyway, isn't it?
Usually, I've gone there for dinner. Good food, but
Remember the new Napoli in St. Charles? I think it's called Nap 3.
Jackson, do you go to the Napoli in St. Charles?
if I don't go to Napoli and Clayton, I'm not going to
It's
Napoli and
supposed to
St.
be
Chuck.
just tremendous food.
Isn't it the same menu as the one in Clayton?
No, it's different. I think it's a lot of seafood.
It's the streets of St. Charles there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Right across the river.
I'll probably be at Tam Ave Bar. It's my usual spot.
Good patio.
Great patio.
Tam Ave Bar.
Yeah. Maybe I'll head down to the Angry Beaver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe Pally will be there.
Well, beer cats.
No, I think his shift ends at 2.
He's got the day shift tomorrow.
Maybe Maggie O's.
What happens to that ketchup that hasn't been married later in the day?
Well, they got a weekend guy who comes in and does it.
Oh.
So he works part-time just to marry ketchup on the weekends?
Yeah, and if not, they just got crusty bottles. That's all.
What's the text name? Krusty Bottles.
Well, if you don't marry it, you get all that hard ketchup on the side, and it's half empty. And
bad boys.
And I know I kind of besmirched Whataburger yesterday, but they do have a spicy ketchup.
Spicy catsup.
And it's really tasty. So, shouts out to them for that.
All right. You felt bad sleeping on that overnight that you didn't point that out earlier?
Well, yeah. Sometimes you just
Big of you to make up for it.
Yeah, I agree with that. That is big of you.
accountability. Yeah, that's the kind of thing you'll get with me as a bull for hire.
Right.
A very self-aware bull.
Right. And you'll apologize later if things didn't go perfect.
Yeah, apologies are different though than refunds. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much.
there'll be no
All sales are
refunds.
final.
Yeah.
Whether you're pleased or not.
I can't wait to see the reaction when you announce
This is
on
going to be a
101
turning
ESPN.
point in my life.
You're a bull for
I might have to stick
while wearing
around.
a cowboy,
Cowboy
hat.
hat.
Need to video this.
On a show with people who live and die with the Cardinals and Blues, hate college sports, maybe because they just don't like college. And now we're going to have a guy in a cowboy hat who has been very transparent about his lack of knowledge or interest in the Blues on the Blues station announced that he will sleep with their wives for a price.
That's negotiable.
Are you going to do this during a segment or like mix it into the
Assume right at the
date?
outset.
You think you'll have any
To the meat.
takers like the first day?
No, but that's the thing. It's a word of mouth kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I found this great bull. And tonight, maybe I just like hang out at the Frontenac Mall.
Oh, yeah. Announce that you're going to be at Frontenac. That'll be great.
Like
Add
the
to it.
Salvation Army with the bell.
Right.
That'll be me.
I just say you'll be at the Starbucks there in Lindbergh.
That's where you'll be.
It's a little close to my alma mater. I feel like I could run into a rogue teacher.
Hey, you could probably get some business with that one.
Bull fry.
Oh, hi, Jackson. You were such a nice kid, 7, 8 years ago. I'm like, well, yeah, no, I'm a sex worker.
Tim, what does your app have the cut at?
Excuse me?
Wild.
That cut thing you use for PGA
Oh,
cut.
Data Golf?
I think
I don't think it recognizes the Wyndham.
No, I think it's,
They take the week off during the Wyndham. I haven't looked.
I'm going to guess it's 3.
Okay.
That was such a fast change in topic.
It was.
I just got whiplash.
Yeah.
I was just looked at the leaderboard. I was just curious because 2 of my players are like right there on the cut line. I think it's going to be 3.
Doug's had enough. That'll do it for Doug. Doug's done for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson and I are an hour away from being done for the weekend, but keep in mind, in 5 minutes, he's going to announce on 101 ESPN he's a bull for hire. I hope Jamie Rivers is in the building.
Yeah.
You don't want the smoke.
No, I don't think he wants that.
So flip on over to the 101 ESPN YouTube and enjoy. That's coming your way. For Action Jackson, filling in for the vacationing Plowhawk, for KG and O-Town, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Alvin Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
You're hearing